What's up, guys? Welcome back. It is time for us to get into the 10th season of the Mettlestate Pro Series. Yes, you heard me correctly. 10th season. We are hitting those double digits, and what better way to kick off our celebration of the double digits other than having my lovely co-host join me right here. Of course, it is going to be Dale. Dale, how are you doing today? Oh man, I'm super excited. I mean, it is a new fresh season. We see some new faces coming into season 10. As we know, every season we keep on changing the teams. The top teams from the previous season have been able to stick around in the Pro Series, and we also see the addition of the top teams coming through from Challenger Series also making their way into the Pro Series to show the other teams what they've got. And of course, there's nothing wrong with adding a little bit of that fresh blood into the mix as well. Yeah, I mean, we've got so many teams actually coming in. So I'm just going to give a quick idea of the teams that we have. Of course, we've got the Rila Insiders, we've got Ultra 6, we've got YT Gaming, we've got MetaForce, Blackjack, Team EFX, we've got G3 Temper, we've got players from Gun, as well as the Sidizens Wildbreed. Of course, NIBBLE Esports, Slime 4KT, Rogue Gods, the MC United, Team Apex, SIDEMEN, and then, of course, the players coming through from the side there of Fusion. So definitely a few excited names, the names that we have seen, across the board, participating in several events. And some of these teams also participating in much higher regional events as well, like the BMPL, for instance. I mean, I think Slime could also actually be quite an interesting team to see. We know that they've also had a little bit of that extra experience that they've been able to gain, making their way through, some of the other events as well. So I'm expecting some pretty exciting plays. Also, the players there from Blackjack being one of the teams, also showing kind of that position coming through, making it all the way up in towards, PMPL Africa and participating in the finals there. So there's some teams with a lot of experience making their way onto the battlefield here. And then, of course, as we know, we also have a few teams coming through on the end where, they're going to be looking to add in a little bit of their own experience, showing us what they can do and, how much of a change they're looking to bring into this current Pro Series season.
That's right. So the season 10 is really exciting. What more can I say? Those names says it all. Anything more you want to give?
No, I think that is pretty much it. Just going to quickly check whether or not we are locked and loaded in the lobby. It does seem like we've got pretty much everybody in. So, of course, on that queue, we are going to start the match to see what the teams will have in store for us. We just had a quick little Rooney come in. So, yeah, with that, let's head on over. Of course, we are also going to be starting it off with our 4 matches as per usual fashion, moving into FPP. So it is going to be us starting it over on towards Erangel, followed by a little bit of that Miramar action. And then, of course, we're ending it off on Erangel once again. So nice full circle approach coming in for the teams. And as we've seen in the previous seasons of Mettlestate, they're quite accustomed to the kind of flow of things, particularly in FPP.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, now it's just us gonna we're just gonna wait and see what that flight path is gonna be bringing in. Now, I mean, you said that you are looking at the players there from MetaForce, right? A team that you're gonna be keeping your eyes on to see what they're gonna be bringing to the battlefield, right? Now, why would you say that MetaForce is a team that that's drawing your attention?
Yeah, so not putting other teams down. MetaForce is a team that I've seen as tactical. The synergy that they use, you have guys that push us towards the front. They understand the maps and the terrains pretty well. So you have guys that grenades, you have guys that actually wait. And MetaForce is a team to be reckoned with, man. I'd be scared if I was anyone else.
Well, I mean, we'll see how much of a reputation they'll be able to kind of establish here for themselves as we now also make our way into our flight path. So before we get too far, let's take a quick look at our map. Of course, the flight path is going to be starting all the way over on that far eastern side, as we can see in between Lipovka and Kameshki, making its way across, heading towards the hospital on that far opposite end. So again, a relatively comfortable flight path to start us off with. Nothing too out of the ordinary, but what I'm quite excited to see is what that first initial zone is going to be bringing in. And of course, as we've established now, you are going to be keeping your eyes on the players there from MetaForce. So I'm curious to see, right? I want to
Yeah.
see whether or not they've got the meta figured out, right? And if they can use it forcefully, right? So that is how I would use the word MetaForce.
Yeah. How can I say it? Helicon MetaForce. That is exactly how they do it. So they have an aggressive play as well. So keep an eye out for that. I'm not going to put it down on INS. They just as well good a team. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna take that away from them. But MetaForce is my number.
All right, well, we'll see where they all decide to go. Of course, as you can see, the team's now already starting to make their way on down. We've got a few traveling a little bit further down towards that more southern edge, looking to get themselves set up in towards Farm, Malta, that kind of region. And that, of
Yeah.
course, is going to be the players coming through then from the MC United team. And it's interesting to not really see the players there from G3 actually pushing all the way down towards those more southern edges, but are they even in the lobby today? Yes, they are. Ooh, they actually went all the
There
way
we
to,
go.
yeah, they went to the kind of Gatka Everest position.
Yeah, that's a little unusual. I think there's a change in strategy when it comes to G3. But they don't do the long game. They like being in the middle, in the thick of things.
Mm.
Watch out.
Yeah, and that's all just going to come down to the teams finding themselves in these more ideal positions. But I got to say, I'm liking the spread though here, Dale, because we can see a little bit of that position coming through towards center of the map. But now with that beautiful pop
Look
coming
at
in,
that.
this is where things are going to get a little bit more heated, if we could put it that way.
That's right. So we have a number of teams. I'm not sure what the total is. We have G3 in the middle. We have Apex coming in. It's going to be hot towards Quarry and Firipia possibly. I think it's going to be a little bit of a challenge.
Ooh, and already to start it off, the players here now coming under
Oh,
fire.
goodness.
As we can see, Legend, the first one to get hit, and that is going to be Boom, taking a little bit of a knock coming in there. The players repping for the side there of Ultra 6. I'm pretty sure they've probably, gone through a name change. As we can see, like the info that we have and the stuff we can see on screen, not really coinciding, but it's fine. Like we've grown accustomed to that, so it's okay. It's okay.
Okay, so have a look there. We just have Zen from Boom going, oh, we just saw that go down. INS Coco's trying to help out and gonna carry. So we got a new backpack level 4. Who is the level 4 backpacker? Is it Zeke?
I mean that like so for me that's quite an interesting like let's call it quite an interesting feature that they've added into the whole thing, right? Because I mean, how many times have you seen like players before actually being in a position where they could utilize picking up their teammate and moving them into zone? So once we saw they come out, I mean, even the competitive stuff, it's quite funny when you see
Yes, it is.
when you see someone walking around picking up their teammate and then just or even one of the opposing players and then just yeeting them all the way back into the zone.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's the worst one. That's happened to me a couple of times. What do? I just put my screen record on. Getting carried by an op.
But I mean, like again, so we do see the teams now still trying to make their way around. Everyone looking to get themselves into a good setup coming into this first initial phase. I mean, Rila Insider starting it off, finding a few of those eliminations. But we also see the players from the side there. I believe it is Fusion also now, just exploring their options a little bit further on towards that Rozok position. So again, a lot of spread out positions here. I'm curious to see when these teams actually start meeting up with each other, what's going to happen. Because G3, we know that they either go towards that multi-farm position or they go for Gatka, depending on what that flight path kind of allows. But I'm also curious to see what Gun is going to be bringing to the table, right? Because I personally haven't seen much from Gun for quite some time.
Neither have I. I think it's been a while since I have. Where are they on the map right now? Where would they be? I'm not sure if you can spot them.
Yeah, so Gun currently, of course, going for the usual drop, right? Over in towards Quarry, Ferry Pier, nothing out of the ordinary. Keeping it same, but different, right? Making sure that we can still see where they currently are, and as we look onto the map there, it's nothing too crazy, nothing too ridiculous, at least for now. But the teams will, of course, have a bit of an opportunity to improve those positions a little bit further on as they continue to now make their way further and further into that phase. Of course, just giving us a little extra bit of a zoom there so we can just see what could be cooking up into towards center zone as we actually now have the players there from Meta and G3.
Oh my goodness. That's early days, and we have PG. What's it? Pochinki getting fooled by BJE. So we have a couple of guys doing the long game, as you can see. DK all the way is Zid on the outside, and
Yeah, I mean, for now it is just going to be, down to that positioning game, and I mean, this is what at times makes G3 a little bit of a force to be reckoned with, right? Because once they get themselves established in the zone, it's quite difficult to kind of get them to budge, right? Unless they decide to go for a bit of a alternate rotation or something along those lines, but. Yeah, I mean, they've set up in towards Gatka. We saw in the BMPL that they've had some good success coming in towards that region as well. But I'm liking there's a little bit more of a southern migration coming in as well, as we've got the players there from Boom. No, sorry, that's Gun. And, of course, the players there from Meta all now just heading on towards that southern side. And speaking of which, of course, we are going to be hopping over onto Boom to see what they're going to be bringing to the table. Well, it definitely wasn't the fireman. I can tell you that much. Yes, yes. I mean, that could have been quite devastating, whichever way that spun. But I mean, even if we look on towards Gun, we can see Slim also now just positioned down in towards the quarry again, just playing a little bit of a hide and seek position here. Meanwhile, Meta, they are exploring their options, moving in towards that southern side of quarry, not looking to get super aggressive just yet. I mean, we actually haven't seen all too many eliminations really making their way on towards the battlefield just yet. So I do believe the tensions are building at this point, right? Because we need that to happen. Otherwise, who's going to be the winner? We need to see who's going to fall. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that could be quite nice at this point. All we got to do is wait and see what the team's going to be bringing. As you can see, of course, now Slim just trying to get a good bit of a lay of the land there, trying to see if anything could trigger their interest. And I mean, this is the current situation we've got coming in towards the quarry angle, right? We do see Slim now starting to just hammer away there, picking up X Cloud. So putting in the first hit, a beautiful bit of aggression being shown there. But now, of course, they need to kind of try and uphold that, right? It's a good starting point, but now they need to try and see if they can build some momentum, continue to push themselves a little bit further forward. Because I'm really curious to see what it is that Gun is going to be bringing to the table. I haven't seen them play in ages, so this could be a nice bit of a surprise, potentially making its way onto the battlefield. Yeah, and it's all gonna be. Ooh, you know what I just realized? I've lost your audio coming through on the thingamabob, right? So yeah, maybe just do a quick reload. Otherwise, I'm gonna let the people are only gonna hear me. But in the meantime, while we wait for that to happen quick, of course, it is still going to be the players here from Gun now looking to apply a bit of that pressure as they now come pushing on forward. I'm liking. Yeah, I'll try and quickly reload your thing here just to double check what's going on. Dun, 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 dun. So please stay tuned, guys. We'll be back with some little bit more of the action happening right about now. But of course, it is still going to be Slim. And with that gun, they get the beautiful head in. So we've done a quick reload, trying to see if everything is going to be working out a little bit better now. So let's hope so. No, the audio gremlins are swearing at me. But yeah. All right. Well, we'll take it up. We'll see now what we can get to maybe make this whole thing work out. Otherwise, we've got camera working, but I mean, I'm not that good at reading lips. I'm sure the audience. Yes, indeed. All right, so as you can see, a little bit of tension building right here on the foothills of Everest. It is going to be the players, I believe this is going to be the team from the side there of, it's Team Apex, if I'm not mistaken. We got Kobe, Maestro, Sad Boy, and Smitty. Now, just trying to see what they can do. They are a slight tad bit pincered, right? And we do have that zone also now getting ready to start, closing up. Blue zone is going to be making its way on through, so I think it is going to be a situation of where we, just sit around and wait to see what the teams are going to be bringing through, what that rotation will allow then, of course, for them. But it is going to be a tricky rotation whichever way you look at it. Because, I mean, blue zone making its way on through that western zone, a lot of tension building up on towards that Everest front. And, I mean, Kobe now feeling the pressure. Maestro, Sad Boy. It is going to be a tough position for them to play. But Sad Boy does have a bit of an angle moving ahead on towards the players there from Team EFX. I'm liking this. It's like a bit of a I almost said smash and grab, but that's not really what what would be a good way to describe it. But it feels somewhat like that, right? Be a nice convergence of teams coming in towards the edge of the zone. I mean, a lot of fighting now happening, as we can see a bit of tension building up in towards that quarry side as the zone has now continued a little further more on towards that southwestern edge. But now, it does look like a bit of devastation actually finding its way on through. As you can see, the players there from Blackjack now also picking up a few of those trades. Yeah, it is Zane and Cheddar looking for some cheese, trying to see if they can pick up a few of these eliminations. A good gatekeep angle coming in from them here. As we can see, Sad Boy currently just trapped in the building. That nade, of course, is going to be finding its way on through. Ooh, there we go. Zane finds the blow, and that is going to be the end of the road for them as Team Apex. I believe that was now making their way back into the lobby. But Cheddar, not done with that just yet. Trying to apply a little bit more pressure. Yeah. As Dale now said, trying to get a bit of that Gouda coming in as well. Like in my opinion, there ain't nothing wrong with a good piece of Gouda, right? That is honestly my one of my favorite, without a doubt. But of course, now we just got to be waiting to see, what's going to happen, and if anyone's going to be looking to step up with a few of those more surprising plays. It is also now going to be Gun on the opposite end. Now just coming in with a beautiful spray there, as we did see Roshi up in the feed coming in with a quick hit. But it is going to be Cheddar on the opposite end now, rushing straight on towards EFX. And with that, it is going to be a clean sweep. And the Blackjack cleans up that northern position. But again, it is time to move up, right? You can't sit around too long. You have to stay active. You have to stay on your toes. And, keep those positions fresh. Yes, we are indeed on G3. I keep on forgetting that the people can't hear you, right? So, like, I throw, guys, like, if the viewers, right, if you guys are confused as to why I'm doing this so strange, it's because I can hear my co-caster, Mr. Dale, but you'll be able to see him in a little bit as well. And now it is going to be Gamer Boy looking to step it up there as well, just trying to find those angles. Six God and Buden also coming in with those approaches here. I mean, it's good to see C-Mind also making their way back into the play. Haven't seen C-Mind in a little bit. It's been a minute, but now it is Zeke. Ooh, finding a beautiful shot right there onto with Gamer Boy. And now, I mean, Rila Insiders looking pretty good, right? They've got Matrix, they've got Zeke left. They've got 3 eliminations to their name. They've got a relatively decent position, as we saw. Ooh, further down south. But Matrix now under fire as it is going to be that rush from G3. Now just ascending down upon the players here from Rila Insider. Zeke now playing hide and seek, or hide and seek, whichever one you want to go for. Just hiding it out in the smoke. Trying to stay hidden, but up comes the rush, the push, and it is the end of the road as C-Mind picks up a beautiful trade-off there. And, you know, Rila Insider are now finding themselves right inside the lobby. Yes, if you have not heard my puns, I do make quite a few of them, so buckle up for safety, kids. It's going to be an interesting ride. It's so sad that people can't hear. It's so sad that people can't hear all the good things you're saying. But you know what? It's fine. It's fine. It's gonna be the players here from Fusion now trying to see what they can get done with their position. I mean, still looking strong with their numbers as well. Ooh, but it is going to be a typical, you know, the typical thing happening right there. The shots coming in, as you see in true PUBG fashion. The hits finding their way on in, and it is now going to be Cheddar. The last one left for the side of Blackjack, just positioned a little bit further on towards that northern side. Fusion could still make a bit of a comeback from here. We can see that Hitman and Nico are just, you know, tightening up their position, trying to get in towards, you know, typical to bring in a bit of a helping hand. Meanwhile, we are going to be waiting to see what this next phase will be bringing to the battlefield. Because, you know, yeah, so there we go. We've got Zane raised up. MG also now making a bit of an appearance coming through there. So we can see the map while we wait for that blue zone. It is now going to be Nico just trying to defend the position here as Blackjack taking a little bit of a spread. Cheddar actually getting spotted out there. But now, will they be able to make that play actually work? It is going to be quite the ranged attempt coming through here. Zane just keeping a beautiful northern angle there, loving the high ground. But look at this approach now coming in from Cheddar, just trying to wrap around Nico. Kind of forced to make a decision here. Will they dare venture out? Meanwhile, there is going to be that zone taking a little bit of a shift further up towards the northern side. And this is where Fusion and Blackjack find themselves in quite a beautiful position, right? G3 also looking quite comfortable coming in from that more southern edge. But it is going to be typical actually now just laying down a lot of that pressure onto the players from Blackjack. Fortunately, Zane and MG, they've had an opportunity to reposition themselves a little bit elsewhere, heading further up in towards that more center zone towards the northern edge. But if we look, I mean, there's still not a lot of easy decisions to be made here. There's a good spread of compounds, right? But which one do you take? Because, you know, you might take one that is already, you know, being eyed by, or, you know, someone's got their eye on that. Yeah, someone else could be eyeing that as well. So you could be running into a little bit of a, you know, a contested position right there. But yeah, so Dale says where typical is going to be the best compound, at least for now. So we'll be looking to see what comes in on the side there for typical. Typical, of course, from the side there of Fusion. I'm trying to figure out where typical is myself. Oh, right, okay. We were just on typical, right? Typical DK, not reading what's showing on the screen here. But now it is going to be Kage. Also, just looking to explore a little bit, you know, trying to get themselves in. They, like Apex, they've got that whole northern position. They've got Blessing and Kage. Andrew, sadly, already getting sent back. We're down to our final 8 teams now. It is going to be that opportunity for the teams to look to, you know, get a little bit more aggressive. We've got Sidizens moving in from the western front. We've got Gun still holding on towards Quarry. We've got the players there from MCU actually also now starting to push in from the east. So this is where a lot of those tensions are now potentially going to start boiling over as the Sidizens too start to make their rotation in, looking to see if they can find a good, decent position to call home, at least for the time being. As we can see up ahead, there's going to be Fusion, that compound that Dale pointed out. Hitman, Nico, typical, lying in wait. Like, you know, one of those unscratchable itches, I would almost say. Ooh. Wow, Shy Boy now feeling the pressure, taking quite a big chunk out of that health bar. And of course, 007, ooh, is going to try and hold it on. Hitman comes through rather with a beautiful hit, actually picking up 2 for 2. And now it is going to be Beg Hog. Let's go with that one. I'm not gonna go for the other potential option that popped into my mind. We'll just stick on this one as Beg now comes moving in, and it is gonna be Nico from Fusion to close that one out. Of course, quickly now jumping straight over on towards G3, as you can see them now also on the approach, keeping their wits about them. Several more teams left to move on in, and I think this could be a good time, right, to move into the lovely split views. I know sometimes I overuse it and abuse it, but I think for now, it will probably be a good one, right? Because now we've got 7 teams left. They are quite spread out. But this way, we can keep an eye on all of them, right? Or at least 2 of the 7 teams simultaneously. So, you know, typical in the players here from Fusion making their way on through. As we know, it is G3 positioned not too far away from them. We also got MG and Zane also positioned. Ooh, in an interesting angle, though. We've got a little bit of company moving in from this eastern side. It is going to be the players from the side there of MC United are coming through on the edge. Ooh, it is going to be Inspector, as we can see Maniac, Azhar, and Surge, or Sergey, whichever way you want to go for that. It's probably Sergey because there's the E. Yeah, I don't know where I spotted the U, right? But here we go. So Sergey, if it's not Sergey, it is now Sergey. So we look to see what the teams are going to be doing. Curious to see what is going to be happening with this position coming through, at least for the side there of Blackjack. But we'll have to wait a little while longer to see what will come from that and if any angles are going to be played from that particular position. Meanwhile, still the players there from Fusion, still now holding on the edge of zone. And as we quickly jump over to Fusion, so that we can have a look at that lovely map as well to get an idea of what these teams are doing. I'm gonna say I'm liking the tensions that are starting to build here. I mean, there's still a lot of rotation that needs to be done. I mean, as we can see, Gun holding on towards that southern edge. We got Sham moving along that northern edge. Of course, Roshi and Nerf Me now pushing straight in from the south. But also Fusion yet to move in. We see that that beautiful open plain, the Gatka plains, you know, being quite predominant there in towards that northern sectional zone. But I'm liking that hillside position we have coming through for the players of G3. Now it's going to be down to the zone, down to the blue zone, to see what you know, what it will bring on through, and what you know, what insanity it could maybe have in store for us. Yeah. It's going to be a tough play, whichever way this cookie crumbles. And I do realize that aside from the one lovely glitch that we had, where we lost my co-host in the process, also the game audio has been, you know, a little bit MIA. So just bear with me. I shall fix all of this in due course. My good people, I shall fix it. I shall fix it indeed. How quickly? I don't know, but we'll find out. It is now going to be Hitman just scoping right on towards Gun, as we can see Typical now getting traded off, and it is Gun looking to apply a good amount of pressure as they do have themselves, ooh, in a very interesting positioning indeed. Of course, now, where are they going to go? You can see Nico now just further looking to move on towards that rotation, trying to squeeze in along that southern edge, actually just going right past the base here from Guns. We can see Nerf coming in. They spotted that rotation coming up, but now it is going to be a pressure cooker situation. Nico trying to hold on. It is going to be Nerf and Roshi. So just scoping it out, kind of gatekeeping it, waiting for them to dare venture further up in towards the zone. Hitman now stepping up, down he goes. It now turns to Nico to try and keep it all together. Of course, blue zone eating away at their health bar is going to be making it quite challenging, quite difficult. But a good position coming in. I mean, Gun already sitting on 5 eliminations to their name. How many more will they be able to find And how far are they going to be looking to push it? We can see Nico just quickly trying to get that health bar a little bit more on the mended end as Hitman makes their way on back. It's going to be a little bit of a heal off coming in. I'm not quite sure whether or not Nico is actually going to be able to make it out of the zone. Up comes that rush to the quick push. Oh, but Nerf Me just on the ball there, keeping a very, very watchful eye. Meanwhile, as we can see, a little bit further down below, right gun in a good angle, just rolling down from that high ground that we just saw them on, and now they've got Blackjack and G3 positioned just up ahead of them. I mean, even the players from, I believe that would be the team of UAE, if I'm not mistaken, or was that the Rogue Gods, whichever way. We also, that's the MC United. They are positioned over on towards that eastern edge. We can see, thanks to Mr. Nerf there, just keeping a watchful eye on Inspector. That's all the way over. What's that far eastern side of the zone? Inspector now getting inspected. Ooh, prepping themselves for potential headshot here. Let's see whether or not Nerf is actually going to be able to land that blow. But here we are. I'm liking the trigger discipline, right? Waiting for that opportunity. And with that, it is going to be such a beautiful shot coming through there from Nerf with absolute pinpoint precision. Just, laser focus, finding its way on through. But of course, yes. If only I had such a highlight reel at the current moment. But, it's something to look towards in the future. Nerf, I mean, not done just yet, right? We can see C-Mine now coming under fire there. Zane, getting tapped at. And we see the players from Apex also now coming in with a little bit of that rush, looking to get themselves situated in towards the zone. Don't want to get caught on the outside. As, we know it is going to be a little bit of a risky play. As we see that zone, there's not a lot of options, right? Not the craziest zone, but it is going to be G3 now tapping away there as Apex get reduced down to 1. Oh, up comes Nerf with a beautiful rush. Zane down to so little health, but fortunately manages to just barely pull back in towards that hard cover. As we can see, that zone has shifted up once again. The team's now finding themselves in quite a tricky position, right? It's not impossible, it's not insane, but it is going to be a challenge for the teams to make their way through this one in one rather comfortable or manageable play. Yeah, there's definitely not a lot of cover for the teams here to make much use of, but Nerf just going to be waiting for that peak and that re-peak up in towards the same window. But you can see Zane, a good amount of taunting coming through, but that will not be enough as Nerf Me steps up with a beautiful heady right there. Down goes Zane, and it now turns to MG to try and bring in that potential bit of a save. I mean, Blackjack positioned right up into its center zone. Some good, comfortable approaches, or plays rather, coming through here from the side of Nerf Me. I mean, 7 eliminations to their name. Blackjack already sitting on 10 eliminations apiece. And, I mean, we're seeing some pretty high elimination counts coming in. The players there from the side of MCU now also going to be making a quick rush up in towards the zone, looking to see if they themselves can find something. We've got MG, of course, now just sending out, a little bit of that welcome package, sending out the nades, trying to see if they can maybe pick up anything in the trade-off. It is going to be Inspector now also on the opposite end, trying to get themselves established back up into zone. Blue zone, of course, is going to be making its way on through. It is going to be Azar finding that beautiful claim on towards Sham. We saw rotating up from the north with that. Kage also now gets eliminated. Down to 4 teams we go. So Inspector, MCU, trying to move on in. G3 being a little bit zone blessed, as we can see them positioned up on towards the northern side right there on the mini-map. But now, will MCU be able to kind of find a bit of a breacher? I mean, Inspector, I think he maybe thought the grass was a little bit too long, just trying to mow it down a little bit more. Definitely not aiming at anything, as we can see. But as we jump over on towards that western side, it is going to be MG and Zane still holding on to the position here. Nerf Me still just alongside them. But we're going to be having those pushes now come through as Inspector Dares to come rushing onto the compound. G3 already lying in wait. And already, Inspector's car full of holes, right? You can just see that in the bodywork. So I'd be a little bit worried, but out comes the mollies. Ew, it is going to be Maniac getting caught on fire there by his own teams. Molly, Inspector, definitely not looking both ways before crossing the road. And with that, they do lose their first teammate. But now, Inspector, right here on the front line, does try to find the angles on towards Buren. Oh, but the nade's coming out. That is what we like to see. It is now also going to be the players there from Blackjack also moving in as well. And with that, Azar gets traded right on down as Buren finds a beautiful angle. Inspector now in a world of trouble. Up comes that rush. Oh, yes, down they go. Sergey, the last remaining hopeful, but it is not going to be enough as they too get traded, right? Tried it, yes. Be careful for the trading. It is going to be quite devastating. But either way, right? Now, it's our final two teams. It is going to be Blackjack up against G3. 12 eliminations for the side of Blackjack. 7 eliminations coming in for the players there from the side of G3. Now, who will be the team to pick up our very first winner chicken dinner right here in Season 10 of the Pro Series? A 2v2 face-off to the very end. Who will be the victors? We don't know, but of course that zone doing its thing, shifting in between both teams. 6 coming in with a beautiful shot right there towards Zane. MG now trying to see if they can find a potential opening, maybe coming in. I'm liking the spreads from both teams though, right? We got Buren heading towards the west. We got 6 a little bit more to the east. MG also on the eastern side. Oh, picks up Buren right then and there. And now, this could be the opening for Blackjack to come right on through 6. Now, having to make the call quickly, just trying to duck through the compound here, trying to rush around the exterior. But up comes that aggressive push coming through from the side of Blackjack. They have tasted blood. Now they want to try and close it on up. MG coming in with that rush. Will this be the final play? 6 now, we can see. Waiting in anticipation to see what will be coming through. Will this be the trade? Oh, MG gets picked on up, and with that, it is going to be Zane to walk away. And with that, the first winner chicken dinner goes straight over to Blackjack. Zane coming in with 8 eliminations as an individual, and with that, of course, bringing in a beautiful 14 eliminations in total alongside that winner chicken dinner. So absolutely phenomenal start. G3 also finishing quite strong, as we can see, taking second place, and with that coming in with their own, of course, it is going to be 7 eliminations to their name. Whereas they're from MCU taking that third place with 1. We got Gun coming up in 4th place with 7. We got Apex taking 5th. The players there from this is the team from, sorry, I'm trying to, like, because we can't really figure out, well, I can't figure out all the different tags because they don't really coincide with any team names. All right, we'll just go with Legend, Mushu, there we go, Zen, and Sham. Ooh, this is the players from Ultra 6. There we go. Taking that 6th place. Then, of course, we got Fusion up in 7th there as well, coming in with their 4 elims. We got Sidizens taking the 8th place. We got Rila Insider with 4 up in 9th place. EFX in 10th. Meta in 11th place with 2. And then, of course, it is going to be the players there from SIDEMEN, right? I think. Up in 12th place, also then with 2 eliminations. Yes, I said I think because I am not 100% convinced in my math, right? It doesn't seem too difficult, but trust me, it can be quite difficult, right? So here is my co-host. I hope you guys are really good at reading lips because I'll need to sort out the audio issue, why you guys can't hear him. And I do know the game audio also just magically decided to disappear. But either which way, right? Dale, you can just nod with hella enthusiasm as to how exciting this last match was. I mean, a good way to get it all started, right? The teams making their way on towards the battlefield, showing a pretty aggressive run. But, I mean, that was only the start, right? That was only our very first match. We still have 3 more to come. But next up is going to be a little bit of that Miramar action as well, right? Yeah, I can hear you all the way. That's why I'm laughing, because it's funny, right? Because I can hear you Yeah, I know no one else can hear you, but we'll fix it, right? We'll fix it. We'll make sure that everything is in working condition before we get into the next match. Well, at least that's the goal, right? That's what I'm going to be aiming for. But on that one, of course, let me get to work. Let me sort out all these lovely gremlins, and you guys can sit back, relax, enjoy a little bit of music, and we'll see you guys back in a short few minutes with our second match.
Nothing else?
So 8:30. Very cool. I'm just gonna take a small quick break. I'll be back in a second. Make it easier just in case I miss anything. No?
I'm on, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, we need to test this audio. OBS Ninja, let's just check. Audio source, microphone, yeah, it is. It is on. Yeah, the audio wasn't working at the very beginning when Dark Ethos first spoke, but then during that conversation it started working, and then in game it stopped working again. Yeah. Can I speak to you in the meantime? The did you add a separate audio input on OBS on that scene when you created the audio channel for this? Yeah. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah. God, so I'm just thinking now, shouldn't you put it on all the scenes maybe? Is something like that? Okay. But it's not coming through. Mm. Okay, okay. Do you need me to be in the room as well, or can I use my device or something else quickly? Would you prefer me to be? Yeah, I wanna be on the stream on my device so I can just like show everything what I upload, you know, check whatever's happening. On the phone, yeah. Sorry. Wait. I was just checking the in scene. Definitely no audio they're coming in, yeah. Okay. Oh, that's mad. While it's streaming. That's mad. That because you have more than one PC basically running. Okay. Okay. No, yeah. It's not like you could even have a Red Bull in.
That was the point. There we go. All right, let's get the energy up. Wait, oh, I need some glue glue.
We're still trying to start the video.
No, it's fine.
Oh, glue glue.
You're gonna have some
Yeah,
glue glue
yeah,
with me?
glue glue.
You're not gonna have glue glue?
All right, so maybe. Woo! Audio test.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
tell anybody. Go. What's up, guys? Welcome back. Right, so as far as I can see, right, I can see my audio is working for obvious reasons, right? Yes, indeed it is. And I know Dale's audio is working as well.
I'm only playing. Yes, it is. It's working perfectly fine.
See, like, I was expecting something like that to happen, right? But either way, welcome back, guys. First match, done and dusted. As you could hear in the break, you know, testing out the audio. So we know my co-host's audio works, my audio works, even when it's not supposed to be working. But now
It's
the trick
working,
comes
yeah.
in is, will it be working in game, right? So if we look at the lobby quickly, just want to ensure, yes, it does seem like everyone who's supposed to be in here is in here. So I'm going to start the party off with a little bit of that Miramar action. So while we wait for the lobby to make its way on through and the players to hop on the plane to head down into the lovely desert, right, Dale? This is now your opportunity to say something, right? You were so quiet over on Erangel.
I was, yeah, that's right. So I got muted. No, that's fine. So look, I got a bad call out saying MetaForce is gonna come all the way in the beginning. Come out tops in that game. They didn't, unfortunately. They went out pretty early, coming second from the bottom.
You know,
Yeah,
like,
that's right.
I mean, it's still at the top in some way, right? Depending on like how you look at it, right? Like,
Let's flip it.
yeah, it's all down to perspective, I'd guess, at the end of the day. But so based on what we saw coming in on that first match, right? What
Yep.
would your predictions be? Who'd be the team that you'd be keeping an eye on coming into this very first Miramar?
I've seen INS do really well on the Miramar map. G3, of course, always coming in top 3 when it comes to Miramar hill battles. I've seen that action happen. There's someone that I'm missing, but I'm not really sure who it is. But that's my play. Georgia Pole action coming in. That's what I can't wait to see. And high top battles, mountains. When are we gonna get a bridge battle? I miss my
Ooh.
bridge battles.
I don't know, right? But of course, you know, it's that time, right? We are going to be making our way into our map view to see what the, you know, what's cooking on the front here as the teams are indeed making their way on through.
Yeah.
So you know, let's see where this one goes. It does seem, you know, that we've got a relatively western flight path to start it off with, all the way from Minas del Sur on that far southern edge and heading across straight up in towards Oasis. Now, of course, the you know, Picaro, San Martin are going to be within reach of the flight path. But I do think, you know, it's going to be more question of where this first initial phase is going to be going as the teams now will have that opportunity to get themselves situated and positioned in anticipation of, you know, where this game could be taking them.
Yeah. I'm trying to hint to you that I need the map on my side. I
Oh,
don't see the map.
yes, that probably helps if I do that, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at
It
space.
probably helps.
So...
There we go. You know?
Woo! There we go.
Yeah, I mean the lovely spaceman. That is my background, right? Just you know, just testing everyone out, seeing yeah, you know, like I was restarting things, and you know, I'm old, so I forget about stuff. That's
Yeah,
my
don't worry.
excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Whether it's a legitimate excuse, I don't know, but I'll just go with yes.
Excellent. Yeah, so look, if anything happens, I think that Spaceman is actually an attraction. It looks like a good map. We should have a space map coming in. But listen, you speaking about age, I think I'm older. So where do I fall in that whole thing?
Don't get me started on that one. You know, don't
we
get me
have
started.
early action.
Yes.
We have early action in Mononevo. I'm not sure who just got knocked.
Yeah, like what? All right. You see these little you know, because I restarted everything, and now
Guess who it is?
now you know, now the thing doesn't know what thing is the thing. There we go. All right. It's working the way it should, and as we jump in, it is going to be the players here from Fusion finding themselves in a bit of a hot seat once again, right? But this time around, we've got several teams actually, you know, sharing the space with them. I'm not quite sure whether or not we had that map feed showing the zone shift, but in case we didn't, it had shifted all the way over on towards that far eastern edge. So in fact, it went over on towards that southeastern edge. So yeah, it is now going to be a little bit of a cat and mouse game coming in towards the lovely Monte Nuevo, as we can see.
That's right.
Slay. Ooh, Slay actually up in
Look
the
at that.
feed. There we go.
Look at that. So we had a full squad of meta coming in, and then and as we were coming into the map, DK, I saw Cloud fall, I saw Wizard fall, and meta in trouble again with one man remaining. That's Chiro.
Well, now
What does that say?
Chiro, whichever way you want to call it, we got to see what they can bring to the battlefield there, right? Already off to a little bit of a less favorable start, if we could put it politely, right? It's a little bit of a
That's the
rip,
best way. Yeah.
but now, it is going to be Whitey coming in with a nice little bit of a squad wipe there. So we've got Starboy picking up that first point, but as we know, right? As you make noise, you draw attention. And this
Yes,
is
that's
where
right.
Whitey now needs to be careful, because we've got Gun and the players there from Fusion sharing this position up in towards Monte Nuevo. So Starboy, he's gonna have to be rather on his tippy toes with that approach.
That's right. Very cautious, because we have 50 Shades of Pink with Gun and Nerf Me on gameplay. You've seen how dangerous Nerf Me can be, especially with a full squad of Bot and Slime right behind him. Whitey in the building.
Yeah. At least they've not yet left the building, but here they come, getting ready to push. Let's see if we'll have any of those plays coming through. It is going to be a little bit that pressure cooker play, right up in center zone. Well, not center zone. What am I talking about? On the edge, right?
Edge.
Yeah, Whitey holding on towards the eastern side. We can see Gun positioned over on towards that western front. But who will be the first one to peek, and who will be the first one to get hit? We can see Nerf now just at the fuel station is a little bit exposed, and of course Starboy has an angle on them, and with that
There
Diego
we go.
comes in with a beautiful tappy tap right there, just putting that lovely Winchester to some good use in the early game. I do actually think, Dale, that the Winchester, I mean, especially in the early phases, that thing could be quite devastating.
Yes, so with your level 1 and level 2 armor, the Win is the one to have. I mean, it's one of my favorites in the beginning in Miramar, especially starting off. I couldn't get used to any of the other weapons as I started playing, but the Win is the thing that got me hooked.
Well, speaking about a win, right, it is now going to be either Whitey or the players here from Gun looking to get themselves a bit of a win, but not exactly the same kind of win that we can see Diego now utilizing here. It is going to be just a little bit of a waiting game. Nice, but now the pressure is on.
That's right. So Nerf Me sharing a hit with Diego in the house. Who's that behind him?
That is Starboy.
Oh, is it Starboy? Okay, Starboy playing sneaky.
The Starboy coming in, just trying to sneak their way around. Again, I'm loving the positional plays coming through here. We did see Roshi also now getting knocked down for the side of Gun. But, I mean, Whitey, they just trying to inch their way around, trying to see if they can sneak up. I mean, Slim now moving up into the building. We have got Bart also coming down. Now, Starboy just lining up those hits so beautifully.
Yeah, that's really good gameplay in between the buildings, getting Bart to go down. He's being healed right now by his teammate. So, in a little bit of trouble, I think. You know, once you have a teammate at least knocked within your team, it changes your tactical positioning is all changed. You have to move in, try and get your full squad back up. So you could put yourself on a back foot, basically.
Yeah, but of course, looking at what the teams have been doing so far, it does seem like we don't have any game sound once again, which is lovely. But, it's fine. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It is, however, going to be the teams now just trying to see if they can reach all the way across and potentially find themselves in a little bit more of an advantageous position. I'm loving the approach coming through from both Gun and Whitey, right? They've had their fair trade-offs going both ways, but neither team losing a play just yet. Everyone just making sure that they are there, quick to react, just looking to bring in the assistance where needed. And with that, it is going to be Slim finding that first hit up in towards Diego.
That's right. So Diego just about showing himself, Slim taking full advantage of him. And as I said, strategy is going to change. You see Maestre on the outside. One of them is going to have to move. I'm guessing it's Starboy going in. There we go. But it's a bad move. Ooh!
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good capture. Good capture.
Yes, indeed. I mean, like, Starboy making it out of that one, as we can see, super low in the health bar, just pushing up towards Diego now. just to bring in a little bit of that assistance. Meanwhile, I mean, Gun now, they are going to be looking to get a bit of a clean sweep here. Just going to be looking to apply a bit of that pressure. YT already sitting on 4 eliminations. Gun, they are in need of those elims. But what I'm also liking is the fact that we've got another team situated right behind them. So however this goes, we see the players there from Fusion, you know, keeping a very watchful eye. So I'm curious to see what they are going to be doing and whether or not they're going to choose to actually get involved in this engagement at some point.
No, I've seen tactics like that before. So it's more like a third-party play. They wait for the team that comes out on top and try and finish them off. So if what we're watching now is YT and Gun not being overly reckless, even with knocks, not doing early pushes and not rushing. Starboy getting knocked as I'm saying that.
Yeah, so of course that trade-off will now continue. It is going to be Rashi coming through with that, picks up that Elam, and now YT, they are confirmed down to 3, but now they got to defend. As we can see, beautiful angle coming through here from Rashi. I mean, the players there also now trying to apply a little bit of their own bit of pressure, trying to squeeze in. We did have that team rotating up. That, of course, will be the players coming through from MC United. But now Rashi reaching all the way across over on towards Maestro. And this could be a beautiful break actually now coming in here, as, you know, this allows for YT to get themselves repositioned a little bit closer on towards Gun.
Yeah, that's well spotted, well said. I wouldn't know what to do in this position. There's a lot of teams coming in, both on the north, south, east, and west, and you sitting dead center. You are literally the sausage in between the roll.
Speaking about roll, it is going to be YT rolling on out of Monte Nuevo as they get ready to move themselves into a little bit more of an advantageous position.
That's
and
right.
you know, here we don't even miss a single beat. We just keep you know, the puns rolling. But it is going to be Gun. Still held up in towards Monte Nuevo. But, you know, at some point, they got to move, right? Because
yeah, that's right. How far is the zone right now? Oh, sorry about that.
No. Okay. I mean, as we can see, it's just over a kilometer that they have to travel to get themselves situated into that next phase. So it is going to be quite a bit of a trek that they'll have to go on to get themselves, you know, a little bit better situated coming into that next phase. But, of course, speaking about phases, you know, the teams are going to be looking to, you know, hold it up. We have the players there from G3 actually now moving up in towards Picado, picking up a few of those eliminations along the way. Blackjack, as we can see, also positioned up in towards Los Leones. Macdab sent to zone. They do have, you know, a few rotations coming through there up from that more northern side. Rila Insider now moving through La Bendita. And, of course, right behind them will be the players there from the side of Team EFX. So, again, 3 teams. All 4 teams currently within the zone. The other 5 all positioned over on towards that edge, and you know, they've got a little bit of work cut out for them to make their way on in. But fortunately, it is going to be smooth sailing because there's a lot of open spaces for them to occupy.
That's right. So they can pull a rotation. If I'm talking about YT, pull a rotation all the way down San Martin, pull into the zone. In the feed, we saw G3 going against MCU and coming out tops. I think it's still Buden that's behind. We kind of missed the action, but it came into the floor, you know, just giving the guys an update on what happened there with G3. If they spotted MCU is no longer with us, probably in the lobby.
Yeah, I mean, this is a different universe, right? This is not the MCU or even, you know, I
DC.
forgot. Yeah, there we go. Or the DC universe. So this is the PUBG universe where things work a little bit differently. You can drive while looking down at your dashboard and not be too worried about where exactly you are going to be going. Of course, it is going to be Matrix, right? So I'm not too surprised. Matrix, you know, there's something else happening right there. But either way, love to see it. Now it's all going to come down to what the teams are going to be doing with their positioning. I mean, Rila Insider currently positioned just north of Los Leones. That also then means that they are currently positioned north of Blackjack. And, you know, as the rotations now start to make their way on through, we do see quite a few hits actually coming on in. Speaking about the hits, it is going to be Gun now stepping on up, and with that, you know, finding a few of those eliminations onto the players for the side there of, I believe that was the SIDEMEN. But these nades are looking so beautiful. Of course, Fusion are going to be looking to come in with a little bit of a play themselves. The Rashi now getting traded, and now it all turns to Slim as we've got Typical and the rest of the squad actually moving in on the edge. Up comes that rush. This is what we want to have. The team's really making it tough. Oh, oh, there we go. All right. I mean, that was just like, it was breathtaking, right? Hence the silence, because we were just sitting here trying to figure out what just happened on the screen. Fusion stepped up, and with that, they made some swift work, some swift dealings coming through there with the players from the
That's
side
right.
of Gun. It is now going to be Duffy and the rest of the squad ready to get their loot redistributed, but they have to act relatively quickly, as we know. Sipping on too much blue juice is not going to be too favorable for you. Speaking about that, it is now going to be the players here from EFX, also finding themselves in a bit of a hot spot, right? They're going toe-to-toe with Rila Insider.
That's right. So Rila Insider, I don't want to use the word typical, but it's a strategy they've used before. They have a full 360 view of everyone coming in and going out to this area. So they, in some senses, have a better view on what is happening right now. Watch this push.
Oof.
Boom.
Well, that is a bit of a tough position. I'm not going to lie. Loving the sprays coming through there on towards Mercury. But now, I mean, Mercury does have to do a little bit of work here, right? It has to try and get themselves through this gauntlet, if you could put it that way.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
So we're keeping an eye on INS right now. Who is the third team that's in there in purple? Is it BJE?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yes, sirree, Bob. That is exactly who it is.
All right. So I wonder, will EFX stay around knowing that they're going to be surrounded by two teams? I'm sure they heard the shots coming off, knowing that they're not completely alone one-on-one with INS. Would be the best thing to change position, move out, and let the game happen.
Yeah. But I mean, they also, they have a few limited options. They currently do find themselves positioned smack dab center zone, which is not a bad position to be in. But you still got to be a little bit more cautious as to how you take these rotations. We can see even the players here from, Mercury, they're now starting to push a little bit further on towards the eastern side. So I'm curious to see how this is actually going to pan out once we get that next zone shift coming through, right? Because we know once the zone starts, involving Los Leones, and it is like center zone, there is a high probability that it could stay up in towards Los Leones. And we don't really see any teams being situated in Los Leones itself. We've got a lot of, a lot of that distribution happening a little bit more on towards that northern portion, because the teams, they want to try and avoid, the whole city finish. But if the zone leaves them with no other option, they're going to have to kind of suck it up and, just go for it.
That's right. You don't want to be the last one coming into Los Leones, especially when it comes to the zone push. It's not exactly the ideal place to be if you're coming in from the zone and you'll find the rest of the teams waiting for you.
Yeah, so now it's all going to come down to having those positions work out in favor of teams. A lot of pressure coming in. I mean, not just yet, right? As we can see, there's still a lot of space. But, these 7 teams, they will find each other sooner or later coming in on the battlefield. At what point that will happen, we cannot say, but I'm expecting it to maybe start, evolving as we get closer to maybe the next phase, that third phase, potentially fourth phase. Of course, it is now, for the time being, going to be that blue zone that is going to be closing up. But we do also see the players there from Blackjack now also starting to make a few of their own advances. So curious to see what's happening on that front, as we do have Reverb now picking up that first hit. But now it is going to be pressure, as Blackjack now needs to dial up that aggression. Speed also coming in with a quick trade-off there right on towards Rila Insider. But I'm liking these positions now being played, and up comes Cheddar now getting ready. Oh, down goes Matrix.
In the open.
Beautiful sprays. Now, Coco, Zeke having to try and hold on, but of course that trade-off comes in as MG now also then gets sent back. Up comes Cheddar, tries to get that hit. Not going to find the first one, but does pick up Coco though. I'm loving this, and now it is going to be Zeke left to try and defend for Rila Insider.
So I called Zeke the Freak on our channel, but we've seen it before. He's held his own with teams, full squads. I've seen it. I don't know if this is going to work out the same. There's still someone else out there. Oh, there we go. Watch it.
Oh, so far, Zeke looking quite comfortable. I mean, picking off a beautiful trade, but of course now Speed coming in from behind the place there from
Third
EFX.
party fire.
Yep, they want a piece of the pie. They're not going to let that slide on by, but will they be able to apply enough pressure now? Because first, they need to try and deal here with Blackjack. Cheddar, super low on that health bar, just holding up on that, top story. Up comes the rush, doing the due diligence. Now, Zeke has a pretty good idea of where he could find Cheddar. But now, will Cheddar, get picked up by this nade? The first one gets sent down. It is a quick vault out the window. Up comes the jump, and with that, it is the end of the road. But Zeke also not getting traded off as Mercury sneaks one in from behind.
It is the most dangerous element you can find on Earth. Do not put your hands on it, ladies and gentlemen. You will get thirsted.
I mean, like that just pushed the thermometer from where it was, like several factors higher, as the mercury was just boiling over. I mean, that was a third party of note coming through there. So, well played. That was a beautiful, beautiful strategy being executed there by EFX. I mean, third parties, that's just a thing. And, what better place to do it other than right here on Miramar?
Oh, yeah, that's right. We've seen it happen, and that was the best example of it. I have to say, Zeke, really well done. GG's. Holding out, doing some resilience. But obviously, we saw that third party going to ping him, and it just happened.
Oh, yep. And now down to our final 5 teams. As we can see, we got the players there from EFX position up on towards the northern edge of that zone. We got G3, YT, and the players from Fusion currently being positioned within the zone itself. But now, that leaves me to wonder, where's that final team, right? And who's that final team?
I'm seeing 5 teams. Hold on. Can you zoom into that map? Is that pink more?
There we go.
There we go.
Right, so we just got to zoom out as much as we can. It's going to be the players there also now.
My bad, I said zoom in.
It's going to be the players repping Ultra 6, I believe, coming in there from the edge, just rotating out of that Impala position. I was like so fixated on zone, I forgot that there's more beyond that. And as we wait for that blue zone to start making its way on through, this is where things could get, quite interesting coming in, particularly over on towards that western side, but also curious to see what is going to be happening on the eastern front.
Yeah. Look, it's too early for me to say. Look at the size of the map, the zone that's still in with the amount of teams. It's what do you call this? The long game. So I think everyone's going to go wide first. At the bottom edge of Los Leones, they're not going to risk the building battle. They're going to try and keep distance. And as I'm saying that, I'm sure I just saw someone get knocked.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah, it was G3 coming up with a little bit of that tappity tap action. And now they are going to come through with the rush. You can see Buden already right there on the front line.
Of course, Buden.
All right, so now
You bated breath.
Yeah, it's down to Buden, right? Will he be able to reach across? The reinforcements have indeed arrived. I won't really call this a gatekeep position because YT, they are situated within the zone, but this is G3's position, right? They've got a good control of this angle here, and with that, we do see Buden spotting out Diego. I'm not quite sure if Diego still has that Winchester in his arsenal, but we're gonna find out soon enough.
At this point, I don't think the Winchester's the one to have. But did you say Diego? I think I see it's good that's out there. It's not really in, and good news for him right now.
Yeah.
Or her. My bad.
Ooh. Well, out comes Diego, just looking to push a little bit further forward. Does spot out 6, does find 1 or 2 hits, but Buden actually coming in with a little bit of a more ranged rotation. Of course, Trick now, or Rick, just quickly looking to reposition that vehicle. Just, looking to lock it in potentially while we do have that zone continuing on with its kind of thing, just moving further and further away from the teams now, just beautifully centering up on itself there. And this again where the teams now are facing yet another challenge, right? They still have to look at getting themselves repositioned back into this next phase without being too costly.
That's right. What would you do in a position like this? You're coming outside into the zone and you have a squad waiting for you on the third final zone. What would you
Control
do?
Alt Delete right there. That would be my go-to move. You know, like if it comes to PUBG, I am somewhat of a bot. You know, so I wouldn't rely on my strategies, but I mean, based on what we've seen coming in from the teams, a good alternate approach could potentially be, you know, rotating in along that southern side, as we can see a lot of options more in
That's
that
right.
region. But now, I mean, YT, they are going to be pushing right up alongside G3.
That's right. So look, I was using YT as a scenario, and either way, your answer was pretty good. Changing your position rather because they're being held out on that end of the zone. They know the zone is going to push, and this zone hurts even more than the zone before this, right? So if you're stuck in that zone, in the blue zone, you know you're going to be losing more HP than anything else. So if I was YT, I would rotate all the way around towards the north end and come back in. It would give yourself a little bit more of a play. I was just thinking maybe just changing up a little bit.
Yeah, there you go. The non-bot advice coming through for potential strategies for these teams. But again, I'm liking the position being played here by G3, right? They're reaching all the way across towards the players there from Fusion, who we can see situated a little bit further towards the northern edge. But I mean, even on the eastern edge, Ultra 6, they've not really committed to pushing into zone. We still
Not at
see
all.
half of the squad, you know, kind of out in the blue zone trying to like bring in that rotation, but it does seem like they're going for that more southern approach.
Yes, it is. Look at that. So now they have to actually push themselves into a certain position. I don't know if it's going to work out to be too costly for them. Maybe the push is a little too late.
Oh, well, we did see Meister, of course, now getting ahead, and I'm loving the addition of G3 now just moving in right here behind them. Just a kind of sneaking their way on through, looking to see if they could, you know, maybe spoil a thing or two along the way.
Of course they are.
But it is now going to be still quite a bit of a challenge, right? We can see, I believe that was Doofy out there, if I read that
Duffy,
name.
yeah.
Oh, Duffy. Yeah, whichever. Of course it is.
Maybe it's Doofy. I don't know.
Yeah, it is Doofy. Doofy taking a few hits. Superior also picking one up. That, of course, now being all the way over on towards that far eastern side. So let's try and see if we can jump into as many of these fights as we possibly can manage. And it is now going to be then.
Oh, as we go in, lovely catch there from DK. Woo.
I mean, Zen getting sent straight back to the garden, right? So that is now a lovely Zen garden coming right on through. And I mean, this is now where the players here from Ultra 6 find themselves in a bit of a predicament, right? They are caught down into in the mine here, in the cave.
The cave.
And they're going to have to try and, you know, find a way on out. We do see another team situated just above them. Meanwhile, over on towards that western side, it is going to be the players here from G3 looking to, you know, just roll their way on forward. They still have a little bit of opposition accompanying them over on towards this western front. So it's not going to be smooth sailing all the way through. But either which way, they will have to commit to, you know, bring in something at least. YT, I'm loving this. You know, they are so close to zone. It could be a rather relaxed rotation if they were able to clear the obstructions up ahead, by which I'm referring to the players here from G3. But it's still going to be a challenge. I'm liking also that pretty preemptive setup coming through from Buren as we see as well. Nice off in the distance.
That's right. So G3 has a really good read on the map, so they understand their positioning pretty well. They know that their timing on the zone to come in and not taking chances, especially dying or getting thirsted by the zone, is not the way to go at this point or at this level of the game. So their read on the map is pretty good. But I think YT's holding their own. Oh, no. Let's say this. What?
Yeah. Oh, but with that, it is going to be C-Mind also getting hit there as Hitman steps up to the challenge. Beautiful sprays coming through. It is now going to be 6. Just picking up their teammate, going for a little bit of a jog here, as we can see. You know, it's not too often that we really see that happening.
There we go.
Just moving them back.
I hope you don't mind.
Yeah, you know, it's like it's fine. You know, blue zone is coming, so maybe we just need to just try and strengthen this position. You know, a little bit, not, you know, nothing too much, just a little bit of a carry. I mean, that does take the phrase, you know, carrying the team to the next level. But now,
level, yeah.
It is going to be Buden also just scoping things out coming in. Ooh, from that eastern approach. But of course, we've got the players here from EFX also now just looking to roll on in. They've got some pretty strong numbers though, right? Full squad, 5 eliminations to their name. G3 also sitting on 5. So I'm curious to see how these final 3 teams are going to be fighting it out, and who's going to be the team actually to walk away with, that winner chicken dinner right here in Miramar.
Yeah, like I said, it would normally be G3 in my mind, but you know what? I'm not going to say those things anymore. I feel like a jinx. But look, the stronger your team, if you have a full squad and you're nice and warmed up, I'm sure you stand a bit of chance. EFX, how many is on EFX right now?
Full squad.
Full squad?
Yeah. Yes, sirree, Bob. Ooh. Let's see, mine spots out Mercury. Mercury not gonna be as toxic this time around, but we also have Speed now, just applying that pressure coming through there, as we can see, picking up C-Mind in the exchange. Buden now also getting spotted out. Beautiful hit there.
Buden.
As Speed just lasers it in, and down goes Speed now, as well as 6 comes in with a little bit of that retaliation. Mercury picking up a quick steal. But now the fight is on as our final 3 teams fight it down to the very finish. Of course, G3 reduced down to only 1. It is going to be 6 God. And of course, the players there from Mercury and Co. from EFX. Still rocking a full squad.
DK, this is where the blood pressure. This is where the blood pressure rises. This is just about to show you where the more experience comes in. What would be the best place to push or hold it down? Let's see. EFX, Fusion, or G3? You think 6 God can hold it down being a solo?
I don't know. It's going to be quite a bit of a challenge. I mean, 6 God also having quite a bit of a distance to go to make it up into that zone successfully. So it is going to be somewhat of a challenge. But looking at this current spread coming into the zone, it does seem like the players there from Fusion, I believe it was, having a really dominating angle, as they do have majority control of the zone, at least up on towards the north, and a huge section of that western front as well.
Yes, they do. They have that covered. I'm sure they can dominate from that zone. I'm just keeping an eye out on 6 God for some reason. I'm nervous for him.
Yeah, Mercury.
Oh, look at that.
Mercury providing us a beautiful off-angle view. But I mean, if we look at 6 themselves, it is going to be a bit of a risky play. Fortunately, there's a lot of smokes already being applied up ahead, and now it's that opportunity for a little bit of the rush, a quick reposition, as there's about 20 seconds or so left on the clock. We can see, of course, 6 God just showing us the lay of the land. It's going to be quite the hurdlesome approach to get securely situated into this next phase. I mean, Fusion on 4, EFX sitting on 4, up against the solo of 6. I mean, that is some pretty tough odds, if you ask me.
Yes, it is. But not called 6 God for nothing. I'm sure what he's betting on is that EFX is going to go head-to-head with Fusion right now. That would buy him enough time to push and at least get into that. Oh, yeah, man. You see. But this is the zone. Here we go. We have the last 2 remaining teams. Fusion goes head-to-head with EFX. I'll leave it to you.
Well, let's see now. Speed cooking up a few nades, looking to send them out. I'm loving this 50-50 split. Each team holding up to an opposite end there. Of course, that one nade of Speed having a little bit of success does pick up Nico in the trade-off. Yeah. But it is now going to be Doofy trying to come in with that rush, as we did see Speed now just applying a little bit more of that additional damage. Superior now trying to move on through, but look at the sprays here. Doofy now just on the defensive front. Of course, typical Nico, both of them down. We got Sprinkles also now trying to make a quick push for it, trying to see if they can make it across. But it is looking pretty good though, if I have to say so myself, on the front of EFX. Fusion. Yes. Just having players getting knocked left, right, and center. And with that, it is now down to Nico and Hitman. Trying to keep it all together. Up comes that rush. Now Sprinkles. Gets a beautiful bit of, that ever-devastating blows. And with that, it is going to be the end of the road as the match has come to an end. EFX walk away victorious there, and with a beautiful 12 eliminations to their name. So great way to finish it off. Of course, the players coming through from the side of Fusion, finishing up on a 5 5 eliminations. We got Buden and the rest of the squad there from G3 finishing up on 5 eliminations as well. Up in 3rd place, 4th. We see the players then from the side there of Ultra 6. Up in 5th place is going to be the players there from Whitey Gaming, walking away with 6 eliminations. Rila Insider up in 6th place with 4. Of course, Blackjack up in 7th with 2. We got the players from Gun taking 8th place there with 3. We got the players then coming through from the side of SIDEMEN with 1 elimination for Smitty. We got MCU taking that 10th place, also walking away with 1. And then, of course, MetaForce being the first team back in the lobby.
From the bottom.
All right, so there we have it. And of course, our stars of the match, right? I forgot about this in the first match, but here we go. Speed taking our going all out, so coming in as our MVP
GGs.
for the eliminations there, walking away with 6. Of course, we can see Rick coming in, being, you know, the best companion, coming in with those 3 assists and, of course, the 4 revives. And Superior picking up that final blow, just to add that winner chicken dinner in. Some beautiful distances being traveled by these teams. And of course, with that, it brings us to the end of our second match. So a really exciting and successful match so far over on towards Miramar. Of course, next up, we are going to be returning into Miramar once again to see what the teams will be getting up to. And of course, after that, we are going to be closing it up with our final Erangel of the day. So quite a bit of excitement still to come. Now, Dale, I got to ask you here, right? What was your more standout performance or moment in this past match?
Okay, so if I go back in the beginning, so we were keeping a close eye on who was that? So I can't remember the name of the team, but it was that good hit shot from I think it was Smitty, that good peak, and it didn't actually work out that well for him. I have to say, EFX, if you look at the position that they were in the tunnel. I have to call out and actually point that out as well. But making it out, still making it into the zone, and still coming out second, I think that's GG's for that.
Well, there we go. There we have it. So we heard it right there. It is GG's right there for the players from EFX making out of the mines. But now they will have another opportunity to mine even more eliminations as we are returning back onto Miramar. Hopefully we see a little bit of a different zone, different flight path coming in. We'll find out in due time. But with that, we are going to be taking a quick break. So be sure to stay tuned and we'll see you guys right back after the break.
All right.
Yeah, no. What's up, guys? Welcome back. Right, as you can see, just dropping in, getting ready for some more action to make its way onto the battlefield. Of course, we're getting ready to move into our third match of the night. Of course, heading straight back up in towards Miramar to see what the teams are going to be doing, who's going to be the ones to step up and reign supreme. We know EFX picked up the last winner chicken dinner. Will they be able to replicate those efforts coming through? I mean, we did see some beautiful shooting coming through there from the side of Mercury as well, Dale. So I'm curious to see what the teams are going to be doing as they're getting themselves ready for the second little bit of Miramar action. And, you know, it could be quite exciting once the teams really start making their way on through.
Exciting being the perfect word to choose there, DK. I would call this the redemption match. We got a couple of teams that really needs to redeem themselves, but I think it's more about consistency. EFX is going to obviously do some more punishing. G3 going to hold their own once again, I'm sure. And I'm so afraid to say that, but listen, it's really exciting. I can't wait. Let's do this.
Yeah, some pretty high expectations coming through, not going to lie. But, you know, now it's going to be that opportunity for teams to potentially rectify whatever they felt was missing on the first Miramar, as they now, you know, will have that opportunity once again being presented to them to step up, potentially improve. We know that there could be a little bit of a turn coming in depending on where that, if the flight path is a little bit different, even if the zone takes a bit of a different shift, it does tend to, you know, provide a few more opportunities for teams in different ways. So curious to see how that is going to unfold, but also, you know, at the end of the day, we got to see who will be able to uphold the highest consistency, because we've seen this trend, you know, work not only in Mettlestate, but we've seen it work in so many tournaments, that where the teams are super consistent, you know, things look pretty great for them, and they do end up, you know, rising to some pretty high levels, if we could put it that way. And of course, speaking about levels, the highest level that you can get in PUBG, right, is the flight path, right? And this is exactly what we're going to be jumping into. Very similar to the previous match.
Yeah, I kind of missed the first one, so it was this flight path, right? Beautiful cut in. So I think we're going to see the same thing coming in. Where would we go from here? Any predictions, DK?
So I'd ideally like to see the zone maybe go a little bit further north instead of you know, so far south, just to mix things up a little bit, right? Because I do think that would be a good start. And I mean, like the previous flight path we had starting over towards Oasis, or heading up towards Oasis, right? So that's just a little bit over towards the western side in that D block. If we're looking at the map, not that you can really see all the letters. Well, maybe you could, because we're currently in the E block, so just one block over. That's where we ended before. So not much of a deviation with regards to flight path. Of course, now it's going to be down to where the teams will be positioning themselves. But ultimately, yes, I'd like to see a northern zone to come on through. It could just, you know, change things up a little bit, because the teams have now played down on the southern edge, right? That's kind of a different beast in and of itself. And up north, the terrain does differ somewhat. So I'm curious to see if we're going to be having that northern position come through.
Yeah, so we'll see some of the same things. We'll see INS sticking around in water treatment coming down to Hacienda a little bit later on. That's just normally. What is this? Okay, so this is a zone. Wow. What do you say?
Yeah.
G3 playing it safe, sticking within the zone again, up around San Martin area.
Yeah, for me, this is just a, you know, ask and thou shalt receive, right? I was asking for a northern zone. That is exactly what we got with regards to where that zone is positioned. You know, so maybe I should make it a thing, you know? Maybe I should go around asking for zone positions a little bit more often. Because that's exactly what we got. We've got a beautiful play coming through on towards Pozo there. But already we do see the players from Meta getting right down to business, starting off with a beautiful bit of aggression right there, as we can see right on the edge of zone. They are going, of course, toe-to-toe with the players, I believe that is from EFX, as we can see Speed now already getting picked on up. And before we miss too much of the action, let's quickly jump over, as we can see Superior now coming through. Wizard OP has to really Wingardium Leviosa the living heck out of that position to make it out of this one alive.
That's right. So I don't know if you're going to see the same thing happen to Meta. Meta is being dealt a hand and a half. I think they're getting the sour end of the butter stick. That's exactly what I think is going to happen right now.
Well, it's either that or we can just say that you cast a curse them, right? Because like when I asked you which team, you are here to support, you called Meta, and you
I
know,
did. I think.
being
Oh, and driving skill. Oh yeah, and so, yeah, so you got a little bit of a Vin Diesel a lesson over there, learning how to drive on two wheels. But yes, I did call Meta being the team that's going to come out tops, and it looks like I really cursed them.
Yeah, but like it is what it is, right? That's just the way that's just the way it goes. But now again, the teams have that opportunity to bounce back. I mean, Meta, they're not down and out just yet. Yes, they
No.
did lose one of their players, Wizard, but it's not going to be the end of the road for them just yet. They have a great opportunity now to get themselves a little bit better situated. They do have that option to venture all the way up in towards the northern reaches, like towards the Oasis, La
Oasis.
Cobreria,
Mm.
even the ruins. They got trailer park, crater fields. All these options could be viable options for them to take. But now, right, it's going to come down to like where they actually decide to go, because we do see a bit of that 1-2 split coming through. Cloud still being left right back up in towards Junkyard, and now it is going to be Chiro and Dark Ghost actually, just trying to venture around this more northern approach.
Yeah, that's right. So I think what they need to focus on now is also not positioning, but looting properly. So going to the zones and areas where you'll get some good loot and still be safe. Have a good eye on the teams coming in and out, or where you can actually see them and hear them coming in and out. I think that maybe needs to change a little bit. Maybe just a nice discussion with the teams. So a good talk between Cloud, Chiro, and Dark would be a good idea right now.
Mm. Yeah, because ideally we'd like to see, there's nothing wrong with the split drop coming through. And I mean, like, if we look at the map, Cloud is not in any immediate danger, right? But
Yeah.
still, it's just it's sometimes a little bit better to be a little bit safer, than to try and go at it a little bit more gun ho, as we know. Like EFX just positioned up in towards Al Azhar could present a few challenging options there for Cloud a little bit later on. But for the time being, Cloud is fine. But we do also now see a little bit of a development coming through in towards San Martin, as the players here from G3 and of course the players from Rila Insider are starting to
Mm.
venture a little bit closer up towards each other now.
That's right. So I would predict a little bit of a building battle. That's if G3 decides to move a little closer into the center of the zone or decide to stay right there. But I've seen G3 go against INS before. I'm not sure. Who are we keeping an eye on right now? Whose driving skills is this? Is it G3? Yeah, it
Oh,
is.
oh yes, of course,
Cool.
right. That's good old Seb Buden, making his way around. I'm just testing out this is my eye test, right? Compliments of OBS, making sure that everything is working the way as it is intended. But yeah, a lot of the rotations still making their way through. G3 up in that southern section of San Martin. They are starting to venture out a little bit more. So you can see Buren and Six, just heading a little bit further down. Flak already being situated a little bit further up ahead, but this is where
Yep.
things could take a little bit of an interesting shift, right? Because Flacco is moving in, but MCU are just up ahead. So, Flacco doesn't really have free reign coming in here. So I'm curious to see just, how much exploration we'll be seeing coming through from the side of G3.
Yeah. So I think Flacco is doing the recon call. So he's going to go high top. Look at this. Let's see if it actually works. And this is exactly what I was talking about, which I thought would have happened in game one. There we
Ooh.
go. So that he does recon, he marks his player, waits for the rest of his team to come in, do the lower end rotation. He's probably going to have another team member move up with him. It's normally G3 Mind,
Ooh.
or is it 6 God? And look at
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, already Sergey is down, Maniac is down. Now it's down to Azar and of course Inspector, but it is going to be Six now coming into the beautiful rush right up alongside them. And I mean all this information being relayed from Flacco positioned atop that high ground does seem to be paying off quite favorably now for G3.
Yes, it normally does. Ooh, 6 God nearly getting potatoed, but yeah. And he just spots them. That's it.
Out comes the Oompy clutch. Nothing wrong with that beautiful Oompy clutch coming in right there.
Oh wait, did
Yeah,
you just say Oompy?
yeah.
I like, yeah, I say Oompy. Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, so Oompy clutch. And have you noticed that, dude? The Oompy, the UMP, is
Yeah.
so OP right now. It does more damage than it did before in previous seasons, I think it is. So there
Yeah.
must have been an upgrade.
Yeah.
A lot of weapon upgrades. And look at Flacco. Inspector.
Oh,
Inspector's about to get served.
yeah. The entirety there of
The MCU all
yeah.
the way got Thanos.
Control Alt deleted right back into the lobby, and of
Oh
course
no.
now it is going to be Z coming in right behind those C mine there, picking up a nice, beautiful trade off. And now G3 down to 3. Buren also now trying to apply a little bit of pressure onto Zeke, as we can see Zeke now quickly and hastily looking to reposition further down the hill. It is now going to be Buren keeping a very watchful eye. But I mean, we see so many players, as you said, rocking those UMPs.
Yeah.
It's not so often that we see someone coming up here like Zeke, for instance, with that M4. We did see a lot of that in PMPL as well. A lot of teams just utilizing the living heck out of those UMPs. And while it is OP, why not do that? Because it does change the meta up somewhat, and
Yes, it does.
to quite a bit of a degree as well.
Yes, it does. Because it's just been simply regarded as a weak CQ weapon. But now everyone is basically using them. I was just about to say, what are we witnessing right now is what I call a derby. So you have Manchester United versus Man City. So you have INS versus G3. This is how it goes. And we always want to see who's going to come out top between these two teams on home field, Miramar.
Well, G3 definitely, in my opinion, the stronger team coming in here on Miramar. As we can see, Buren coming through with a beautiful spray right there. Matrix is down. Coco, Slay, and Zeke now left to try and, find a little bit more of an improved approach maybe to come on through. Flacco, again, moving up into the high ground. Definitely looking to, hunt for a little bit more of that additional information. But
Yeah.
now it's all down to the numbers game, right? Insider looking good. They still got 4 players up. G3, in fact, having lost C-Mine, as we saw not too long ago. But it is now going to be the players here from Rila Insider actually looking to reposition themselves a little bit, as we do see that breakaway coming through from Zeke. Now
Smart play.
trying to add a little bit of distance. It does seem like the rest of the team is actually now following suit, heading further up in towards the northwest.
Yeah, so that's actually smarter play. So they're changing position so they can get high ground and also sight. But it also takes away a third party play for other teams coming in. And we'll see a lot of that coming in Miramar. Maybe not at this point. Is there any other teams that's circling close to G3? I'm sure there was a team not too far away.
Well, if there was any, they probably tried to just put as much distance in between themselves. You can see Buren still just trying to hammer away, trying to pick up those trades. But what has happened since we've been focusing on this lovely engagement right here, we've actually seen the zone also taking a little bit of a shift, just staying over on towards that eastern side. And
Oh, wow.
I mean,
Yeah.
as we can see, we've got a nice bit of a convergence coming through, right? The team's really starting to condense in towards that El Pozo position. And, we don't see so many teams actually still riding on those outer limits of the zone.
No. So, but EFX doing the long game as usual, taking their time with the zone, but it's a fairly good read. It's worked for them in game 1. I'm sure they're going to stick to it. And this is what we spoke about earlier as consistency. One question, who's in Picardo?
Ooh, well, as we can see, it is quite a few teams, right? We've got Maestro and Co. in there for SIDEMEN. We've got Blackjack. We had Bart, as Bart just got,
Yeah, thirsted.
Yeah, just got taken down. It is Fusion as well as Rila Insider now moving in from that northern angle, but also G3 also looking to make their own bit of a stand. They did have a bit of a successful play, at least on the outskirts, And now, there's a bit of an opening that could be making its way on through. But Meta, they are still in it. As we can see them positioned a little bit further up on towards the north, nearly all the way up in towards La Cobreria. And I'm curious to see what's going to happen, particularly with Crater Fields and El Pozo being in play here. There's so many ridge lines and mountainous areas to make use of here.
That's right. So Crater Fields, that is the best place to be. Maybe it depends on where the zone is at the point in time. And that's a high pressure zone. You see INS moving into Crater Fields because it gives you cover. And it's a good place for smoke zoning. But not really if the teams are going to nade you or molly you.
Yeah, I mean, any position where you are within reach of a team, especially with those utilities, yeah, it's not always the most comfortable position to be in. But again, as we look at just cycling through the teams, you can see the players here from Fusion also just once again are taking to the high ground, just looking to see what information they can gather. Not a bad position, because whichever way this next phase shifts, they should be either within the next zone or not having to rotate all too much to actually get themselves secured adequately coming into that next phase.
Yeah, I think there are some teams that has a good read on the zone. I don't know, it's maybe just too early to tell. I mean, the zone surprised me. I mean, look where it's sitting right now. I've never seen, I don't know when last I've actually seen an El Pozo, or trailer park breakdown match towards the last zones. I don't remember seeing that before. So that will be new to me. Exciting, though.
Yeah, it is going to be quite exciting, as we can see. Blue Zone just inching its way further forward, trying to close up. We've got the players here from Gun also now just, making their way through, trying to get those rotations in. The zone about to pop, and it moves all the way to the north. And this is what we want to see. The teams now really having to try and fight and claw their way through to get themselves into a good position. EFX already being quite proactive there, just continuing to roll on through. Meta, of course, hot on their heels. But now, this kind of convergence we've got coming in towards the southeastern edge, this is where things are going to really start to heat up, as we got a beautiful concentration of teams situated down on towards that southeastern edge.
Yes, it is. So we have all the teams coming in. Zone is decided right now. On the edge is EFX. I think they're going to do some gatekeeping. I'm sure they know there's another team on the outside.
Well, only time will tell what exactly it is that these teams are going to be looking to play. Because, I mean, we've got the players here from Gun also just trying to squeeze themselves on through, right? We do have a bit of tension. I was about to say, coming through there for EFX and Meta, situated a little bit further up north. But it does seem like EFX, of course, are going to be looking to get themselves right there in towards the crater instead of just playing a little bit more that southern position. But good vantage point coming through here from Mercury. Now just swinging away at Chiro. You can see Chiro now just trying to put a little bit of distance in between. And unfortunately, the rest of the team is there should Chiro need some reinforcements. But again, a good spread coming through from EFX here.
Yes, it is. So Meta's still not playing chicken. I kind of felt that one.
Yeah, that was unexpected, right?
Yes, it was. Yeah, get some medicine in there, Mercury. So yeah, like I was saying, Meta not pulling in chicken, not afraid to send some shots. Taking into account what happened in game 1 and 2. Look at that again. Maybe I should say more. Give them that energy. Come on, Meta. Let's see if we can get better.
Meta better get better. Let's see.
That's right.
Yeah, you gotta make a rhyme whenever you have the opportunity to do so. And of course, speaking about rhyme, it is gonna be Coco, just pushed up in the church, trying to get a little bit of a lay of the land here, trying to see what options they could have, potentially rotating up in towards Pozo. But we do see the players there from BJE also.
BJE.
Yeah, they are starting to push a little bit further up, seeing if they can maybe come pushing in behind potentially Rila Insider here. This could be a nice little bit of a contentious play coming through now.
Oh yes, it is. I can't actually predict what is going to happen here, but here we go. Some action coming in. Coco sending some butter all the way over to Iris. Ooh, is that potato?
Yeah, that was MG. MG getting taken right on down. Let's see now. It is going to be Coco setting out those nades. We've got Fusion also starting to roll on through as well. Potato now coming under fire. Oh, getting spotted. Down they go. And it is now all down to Cheddar. But up comes Slay. Looking to just peek over the ridge line. But this could be the play to come on in. Up comes Coco. And...
Ooh.
Oh, Slay.
Oh, Cheddar just got melted.
Yeah.
In the face.
With that, it is the end of the road as the players here from Rila Insider step up with a very successful push now on towards Blackjack. I mean, well, actually, that was Blackjack pushing up onto Rila Insider. Rather, let me say that. So a really good defensive play coming through from Rila Insider, and it was a bit of a oops coming in for Blackjack, as you know, Rila, they just utilized the ridge lines and the setup they had coming through with the terrain there. But of course, speaking about setups, it is going to be Nerf Me now trying to get themselves set up in towards the zone. And it's going to be tough because Fusion, they are there, the vehicle for Nerf. It's smoking a little bit, right? I wouldn't be too comfortable with that vehicle per se.
Oh, he's going to get it. So Nerf Me has to get some good positioning, get out of this vehicle, move into a safer spot, which he's doing right now. Nerf Me an aggressive player, as some of us know, but not tactical at all. So doing a little bit of self-recon as a solo, because lost Roshi, Bot was out early as we saw in Slim.
Ooh.
Look at the zone.
Yeah, but I'm looking at that green dot now getting it, you know, encircled by another few blue dots pushing on up. So it's G3 and Rila Insider getting ready to duke it out. Ooh, Flacco coming under a little bit of pressure here, as we do see a very aggressive move now coming actually from the players here of Rila.
That's right, yeah. So very aggressive push is more of an offensive linebacker coming in, and G3 being on the back foot, rather afraid. Wait, what is going on?
Well, as you can see, Flacco now just trying to find a way to get themselves a little bit situated in towards the zone. We do see, however, though, there is a good spot coming into that more center zone, and that, of course, being the players from I can't remember because I can't really read what's going on there. But either way, the great team, you can see the great dot there.
Yeah, I can't see who that is. Who
it's
is
Kobe and Co. Getting
From
themselves
Lost?
set up right there. But of course, you can see G3 now just trying to squeeze them out through Fusion, still right behind them. But we also now have the players from Rila Insider starting with a few tappity tap taps. That of course, well, the great team is going to be the players there from the SIDEMEN, if I'm not mistaken.
Is it the SIDEMEN? Okay. So yeah. So we have INS sending a message all the way to EFX, faxing it over. Is that Zeke sending it? Zeke the freak, of course it is. Getting a knock. Sprinkles.
I mean, look at Rila Insider here. They are so spread out, and they are taking fights on both fronts, right? So they're taking the engagement with the players there from G3 on the one end, even trying to pick up a few of those sprays onto the players from the side of
That's right.
Yeah, Fusion also now coming under a little bit of fire there. So I'm loving the sheer aggression coming through here. I mean, look at this. They just swinging off in all directions. Coco focusing north, Slay and Go focusing on towards that southern edge. But they also have to focus on getting themselves situated back in towards that zone. Otherwise, all of this would have been for nothing.
Yeah, that's right. So it's a diamond position play that they do. I've seen that on iTop fights with INS. It works. It really works. But yeah, so what you said was that they need to get into the zone. Otherwise, this is all for naught. I think that is the move they're doing right now. Boom, it doesn't fit, man. What were you trying this, man?
Yeah, I almost said that's what she said, but then I was like, Well, I said it anyway, but whatever. Here we are. Of course, now. It's going to be Slay now trying to reach all the way across over on towards Maestro. And I'm liking this way, the way that the tension is really starting to build here. Rila Insider showing a good amount of aggression, but now they have to double up on that aggression to get themselves repositioned back in towards the zone. It is, however, going to be Matrix now just cleaning up that more southern approach. We can see Nico there from Fusion coming under a little bit of fire. Oh, but now Blue Zone
Ooh.
catching up. They have to quickly try to get themselves situated. Meanwhile, it is going to be Mushu also now feeling a little bit of that pressure. So G3 position just up ahead. And now it's going to be that big rush coming through as all the teams now try to hurtle themselves back up in it towards the zone. Rila Insider now just come crashing up alongside the players here from SIDEMEN, as you can see already.
SIDEMEN.
Maestro, Kobe, all of them already set up and they are ready to welcome Rila Insider to their humble abode.
That's right, but this time they got an alarm system in that bites back because we have Coco down getting medicked right now. We have Slay that just got taken down as well. I'm not sure by who because we have shots coming in all over the show. Oh, that's it.
That was just devastating. G3 coming in with a quick steal there. Just sneaking in a quick Elam. But now, of course, you know, it's still going to be a relatively difficult play. Mushu still holding on to that southern edge. G3 also now just trying to secure themselves a little bit of space. But we're down to 4 final teams. We got the players from Meta still surviving, right? They're holding on. This could maybe be the game in which we see that comeback play from the side of Meta. But for now, Mushu just focusing on Flacco and Buden. You can see in the immediate area.
So Mushu wasn't that much within the battle zone. So this is, I think, except for the 1 kill that they have. So they really need to keep it and hold it down. I don't know if they can with G3 on the outside, and then you have Meta coming in.
Yeah, beautiful shooting going through from Mushu there as Flacco gets traded off now. 6, Buden, the last 2 hopefuls left to try and make a bit of a rush to come in towards that zone. But things are still looking pretty dang tough, right? We've got still 4 teams left, 11 players still surviving. But I mean, we're seeing some really strong performances coming through. Mushu is still just trying to peek on towards that southern edge. Rila Insider already sitting on 13 eliminations. And now G3 are actually getting pushed a little bit by the side there from the players of Ultra 6 to see whether or not they can find themselves, into this next phase. And I mean, if they push too far, they could actually move in right in towards players here from Rila Insider.
That's right, good spotted. If you're moving too far, you're going to make yourself vulnerable. Stick your head out and you're going to get clipped. Look at INS Coco keeping an eye on Buden. Oh, and it doesn't happen. It actually gets sent back to Coco. What? Every time I say being on the side of another team, and then that happens.
It's one of those things, but with that, it is going to be Matrix that gets traded on down. Coco now just trying to smoke it up there. Slay coming in with a bit of that defensive strategy. But also now Mushu still focused on towards the side there of G3, right? So I'm liking the relentless efforts being put in here. We do see Sham now coming through with that nade onto Buden, and that's what we love. And it is going to be 6 just narrowly escaping.
Oh,
but...
Look.
What? 6?
That's the
somehow.
lowest HP I've seen.
Oh, there we go. There we go. All right, Sham sent it through. And with that, closed it up for G3. Down to the final 2 teams we go. It is going to be the players now from the side here of Ultra 6 going toe-to-toe with Rila Insider. And, I mean, 4 players apiece. Oh, sorry, 3 versus 4 in favor
3 and 4.
of Ultra 6. Already 14 eliminations on board for the players here from Rila Insider. I mean, this is an absolutely beautiful game for them. All they got to do is just, keep their focus, just continue to apply the pressure wherever they can find it. But now, I mean, it does seem like Slate could maybe find an angle on towards Zen if this kind of pans out.
That's right. Look, I can't say right now what's about to happen. We have so much smoke right now. Slay normally doing the open gap, doing the push, or taking one for the team is normally what I say. And the rest of them will need to finish. Look at Coco going in.
Oh.
Saying, I'm here. There goes Zen. Zen's down, back into the lobby. And so is... Who's that?
Yep.
Zen going back to the garden as well. Is it going to be INS? Should be. And it is.
There we go. So, of course, Rila Insider pick up A beautiful victory right there, as we can see an absolutely devastating performance coming through. 18 eliminations to their name. I mean, that is just crazy to see. But well done and well played, because the players there from Ultra 6 also finishing on a strong note here, coming in with 5 eliminations in that second
Yep.
position. But then, of course, your team here, Dale,
Look
Meta,
at that.
making it into third place, walking away with 3 eliminations, liking the double digits right there. You know, third place, 3 elims. Gotta love it, of course. The players there from G3, unfortunately not making into third place, but they are now having to settle for fourth, as they at least walk away with 5 eliminations to the name. SIDEMEN finishing up in 5th place there with 1 elimination for TJ. Of course, EFX up in 6th place, also with 1. Fusion taking 7th with 1. We got Gun in 8th with 1 elimination as well. Then we've got the players there coming through from Blacktrack, taking 9th position with 1. And MCU this time around, as you said, getting her the Thanos snapped. Winning there on them as they made their way back into the lobby. But of course, let's have a look at our performance here. It is going to be Zeke getting our MVP play with the eliminations, finishing absolutely insane with 7 elims coming through. Of course, it is going to be Inspector being the best companion. So well done, well played. And of course, slaying the final player to lock in that winner chicken. Then of course we know it was Sham, who was the last one to go toe-to-toe. So well done, well played. Either way, it was still a very exciting match, and well played to the teams. But now, that of course means that we are one step closer to our final match of the day. So Dale, again, very exciting and satisfying Miramar action coming through here.
Yes, it was. Obviously the things that stand out for me, and I did call it, play it back if you have to. INS, I called it. So, yeah, INS. You said it earlier, you said that Meta's going to have to win Guardian Leviosa themselves into at least the placement positioning, and they came in third. But the amount of kills from INS is 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, so that is what stood out for me. I think that was a really exciting game. It's taken us to the finals. Erangel, baby.
Yeah, some pretty exciting stuff still to come. So that, of course, means we are going to be taking a quick break. So be sure to stay tuned. I'll see you guys right back in a short few minutes. All right.
All right.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. We're getting ready to hop into the action once again. But this time around, we are going to be moving into our final match of the day, which, of course, will see us heading straight over into Erangel. Already 2 Miramars completed. That first Erangel seems like it happened yesterday, right? There, it feels like it was so long ago. We've been seeing so much action already coming in from these teams. But now this is where, we get to see what that final performance of the teams will be moving into this last match of the day.
That's right. I think the double Erangel match kind of warmed everyone up. The Some redemption that's come in. Let's see if BJE, G3, and MCU can still come out tops like they did in the first game. Let's see if they can do the same thing.
Yeah. Only time will tell whether or not, anyone will be able to step up and bring in a little bit of that redemption once again. But of course, speaking about redemption, I see, okay, we've got 1 or 2 players now also joining up. Getting ready to step in. So I shall give them a quick brief moment, as it is a team that we have not seen play today. As we know, it is also, BMCR happening today. So it's okay. We understand, but it is going to be Slime 4KT making their way on through. So now either Pronto or Plaza needs to pick a side and choose where they want to go. But it'd be good to see them also now, to step up onto the battlefield. And it's good actually, like having teams come in off the back of a little bit of that PMCO action. I'm not quite sure whether or not Slime was actually playing in PMCO, right? Because as far as I know, the rules state that they're not allowed to. So yeah, I don't know if that was such a good idea either which way. But either way, we are going to be starting. We can't delay too much longer. So of course, now it is going to be Erangel, as I mentioned. So the teams will have their opportunity to showcase their skills once again. So already we've seen a few different teams actually coming in with the respective winner chicken dinners, right? The most recent one, of course, being the players there from Rila Insider, I believe, if memory serves me correctly. And then we've seen the players. It's been such a nice spread, right? And that's kind of my way of saying, like, I can't remember the past match, right?
I have your back. Not to worry. So it was INX coming in tops, getting the chicken dinner, and then Meta coming in third, and EX coming in second place.
Yeah, you see, so Meta, we know the first 2 matches things were a little bit on the tough end there for Meta to kind of find their feet, find their flow, find their rhythm. But it does seem like things got a little bit more. They picked it up a little bit more coming into this last match over on Miramar. But now, as we get ready to hop onto the plane, we're in for another exciting one, of course, once again, as we are going to be transitioning up into the plane. And it does seem that we have a little bit more of a northern flight path coming in this time around. So I like that flight path in between Georgie and, a little bit of that Yasnaya action as well.
There we go. So previously we never had some Yasnaya coming into play. Or no one used it really. So it's a nice fair share. Someone coming in with a butter knife, slicing the butter nicely in half. And let's see how this gameplay kicks off. We have a nice early jump from INS.
Yeah.
Is it just them?
No, they are joined by 3 other teams as well, making their way on down. But this is with this flight path, I would actually like to see a southern zone coming through. Right? Not because, well, yes, because...
so when you say southern, do you mean getting some milli in there?
Yes. Yes. Like a proper southern zone, right? Just to make the teams really work for those positions. Because...
That's right.
I mean, anything further north, like from like farm upwards... Yeah. It's gonna be. I mean, there's already teams there, right? I want to see them like having to kind of find a bit of an alternate approach to get themselves a little bit better situated within the zone. Of course, it is going to be the looting phase coming through now, so the team's not going to be too worried, too concerned. But of course, that first initial zone is just mere moments away.
Yeah, so I can't wait for that zone. Oh, and it is. So we're not going to have a melee battle or a bridge battle coming in, which is something that I was really amped for. But we have EX sitting right in Yasnaya, right center of the zone. So a lot of work going to have to be done by INS and the rest of the squad.
Yeah. Squads.
Yeah.
Well, that's one way of making it plural right there at the very end, right? So, but no, it is going to be down to the teams to get themselves into some good positions. I'm liking the kind of clumping we've got over on towards the western side. Of course, that is going to be G3 Meta Gun heading down in towards Quarry once again. Rila Insider coming up with their rather split up approach, and then of course Slime 4KT, who are they made it into one match at least today, so it's good to see them on the battlefield. There is going to be Plaza, as I mentioned before, and Pronto all the way up in towards that South George position. Again, not something really out of the ordinary for them. It is strange only to see two, but it's fine. Two, better than none.
Better than none. Duo, baby. So, do you think Slime 4KT coming in at this point of the game, do you think that will change things up? Because Slime is one formidable team that I've seen. And look at Buden. Who's that? G3 Mine going right in?
Yeah.
Maybe it's a good time to tell now.
Well, C-Mind, right? He's just going to go out, explore the options there a little bit. I do think C-Mind is, of course, heading up in towards the hospital, so I wouldn't be too concerned, at least for the time being. But to answer your question about Slime, I mean, I do think we could maybe have seen something come from it if we had the entirety of the squad here. Four players repping the side of Slime 4KT. Don't get me wrong. Pronto, Plaza, they are still pretty OP, right?
Yes, they are.
But we're not going to be seeing the same kind of level of performance as if they were an entire squad, right? If they had the whole troop here, ready to just roll through a little bit of that Erangel, just getting into a little bit of devastation. Ain't nothing wrong with that, but I don't think we're going to be seeing too much of an insane play coming through them, right? I'm still expecting to see an entertaining play at least.
That's exactly what we're hoping for. Some entertainment at least. With the duo squad coming in. Yeah. I'm going to take you. You've been good with predictions so far. I'm too afraid to say what teams are going to actually push through.
Just do it, dude. That's how I learned, right? It's just sitting here looking at the guys and like, oh, I like that one. Let's go for that one. And then sometimes you're right, sometimes you're not. As long as you don't put money on it, you're safe. You're golden. You're good. Yeah. that's the main thing. Is just don't put any money on it, right? Then you should be fine.
And I'm not a gambling guy because if I was, oh no, man, I'd add more gray than anything else. But what I have to say is, I want to know what happened to Bot.
Oh,
from Gun. Is there some divorce procedure happening that I don't know about?
I don't know. I mean, maybe Bot is coming in with some big brain plays here, right? Maybe Bot has got some spidey senses that are tingling and telling Bart where to go. You never know. It could be that, or it could be something completely different. What the real answer is to that, I don't think we'll know just yet. We'll have to wait and see. But I mean, Bart could maybe also just be AFK, right? Because that is also kind of where the plane ended. So,
yeah, that's also it. Yeah.
Maybe he's out getting a coffee or something. Who knows?
Maybe. Knowing Bart, probably. So we have G3 coming in with a vehicle doing recon, and they normally gatekeepers within the stage. Where do you think they'd end up? What would they choose? I don't think they're going to go to shelter.
No, I think they're going to push to mansion. Like that kind of mansion region, that could be a potential setup for them. But I'm also surprised to not really see Blackjack pushing all the way towards that mansion region as well, right? Because that is also a position that Blackjack also likes to frequent in between mansion and Lupovka. Right. That's kind of a location for them. But so far, they're probably just trying to mix things up a little bit. I keep the element of surprise as high as they can possibly get it.
Well, it's worked. I'm surprised that they haven't actually done that. I want to know, has anyone signed contracts yet? I don't see any thirsts coming in. Is this a contract? Let's not shoot anything. Let's not shoot anyone while we're looting.
Well, I mean, we can find out, right? So if we look at our man Nerf over here, right?
Yeah.
Pretty isolated. Not the safest spot to be in. Well, I mean, it is going to be Coco versus Nerf. So it's not going to be too crazy.
It's more like nervous me. Being very cautious right now. Knowing Nerf me would have ran right in, but it's just 1v1 right now.
Yeah, but I mean, neither of them really know how many opponents they have up ahead, right?
That's caution. Caution to the wind.
Yeah. Well, not yet, right? So for now, it's just caution. Like once the rush comes in, then it's caution to the wind because they're like, you know what? This is going to be our opportunity. Let's just go in, go guns blazing. But I'm liking this approach though because we've got both squads here, both Gun and Rila Insider. The reinforcements are on their way, and they are both rotating in from exactly the same direction.
Okay, they are. Okay, awesome. Let's check this out. Bring you the action live. Here we go. Roshi coming in with a fast car.
Yeah, and it's going to be Nerf now just lighting things up a little bit there. As we've got Matrix coming in with a bit of a drive-through. Oh, but Gogo now going to try and use this opportunity. Slay also right there for a little bit of that reinforcement, but still a rather isolated positioning coming through here from Nerf. And I'm curious to see whether or not this is actually going to pan out for Nerf.
Yeah, like I said, let's see this rotation. The rotation is going to work out. Not really.
No.
No, it didn't.
No, but I mean, Slim also being right here, you know, being able to bring in a bit of a helping hand. Roshi also now going in for that res, so it's not the end of the road. I mean, Blue Zone also now catching up with them, as we can see Nerf now getting res right on back. So there is now opportunity for a little bit of a reset here, but look at this absolute insane play coming through. I mean, that is just looking so good for Rila Insider, and of course Slim now. You know, the odds are looking a little bit slim in their favor, but whether or not that will pan out, we'll find out soon enough. But a beautiful jump shot comes in, does find a little bit of a trade there. Will we see Slay now coming? No! Down goes Slim.
Thirsted.
And it all now rides on old Mr. Bark. Woof woof. Who we see,
I think Bark knew what was going to happen.
Yeah, I like I told you, I think it might be a big brain strat because I mean, Rila Insider, they've got a little bit of loot to go through, 3 eliminations on board, and of course we can see Bart, you know, just out here admiring the scenery, enjoying the skies, the lovely blue skies we've got. You know, ain't nothing wrong with that.
That's right, just doing a little bit of a read, probably has a little coffee and muffin with him, saying, I should have bought that house when I was 21.
Yeah, I mean, and also, like, I like the fact that you said coffee. So, you know, some extra points there for Bart right off the bat. But speaking about off the bat, it is going to be Smitty now swinging on through with their heads there, as we can see already the players now from the side of Blackjack coming under some pressure.
Going. Oh, this is a mixed team. We have Kobe in here. We have Smitty from XIX. Ooh, cutting grass is Smitty. Bringing out that wedge eater. And there we go. Doing the drive-by. Clearing things open for Potato.
Well, I've considered right now, as we can see, Reverb taking a little bit of damage. Potato also a considerable amount of damage being dealt to them. But now Cheddar and MG coming in with a little bit of that reinforcement. Smitty now just trying to get a quick bit of a lay of the land here, trying to figure out which way would be the best potential approach to go about the business here. But with that, Reverb sends one over. Smitty gets taken right on down. And it's now down to the 3-man team for the side here of the SIDEMEN to hold up the defenses and, you know, maybe lay down a few of those devastating blows.
That's right. So, yeah, look at this. Oh, man, as I say it, Kobe getting one to the face, and that takes them down. It's only TJ in to hold it down for the rest of the SIDEMEN. Playing from the outskirts, MG pulling in, and look at that HP.
Yeah, TJ in a world of trouble here, as we can see the players there from Fusion moving into the north. Blackjack now trying to see if they can maybe get a bit of a rush going. Still just, you know, playing it a little bit cautiously, just keeping enough of a gap in between themselves and those compounds. But this now presents rather a beautiful opportunity here for TJ to continue to reposition themselves a little bit further on, get themselves a little bit further away from that pressure point being brought through from Blackjack. But at the same time, it now opens up Blackjack for potential spray down coming through from Fusion.
Yeah, so Fusion doing third party, that actually saving TJ and giving him the opportunity to move away. But as we can see, Cheddar sending some shots over to Typical, taking some typical bullets to the head,
Mm.
just about making it.
But a slow,
Good.
steady approach. I mean, Blackjack also still keeping a lot of caution here. They don't want to overextend themselves. They don't want to overreach. But at the same time, they want to try and go close it up with TJ because TJ all alone.
Yeah.
Only has can put up so much of a fight, so they could succeed in bringing in a bit of a rush there. But Cheddar just missing out on that opportunity to get a bit of a tappity tap going on towards Hitman, as we can see just peeking on the edge. And I'm surprised that Cheddar has not gotten a hit just yet.
No, so I think it's because of that. It's got some good distance, so caution being played into from both sides. Because their positioning is pretty good. Both are two separate compounds of Erangel.
Oh, but again, the team's now just keeping that trigger discipline up, trying to see how far they could potentially get with this approach. Just trying to ride the storm as long as they possibly can. You don't want to get sent back too early on. But of course, speaking about teams heading off in directions, we do see a lovely convergence now coming in towards that center zone. A little bit of congestion coming through there. So Fusion making that rotation, of course, heading right up alongside the players from the side there of EFX. We've got G3 in there as well. Also, then the players coming through from the team there of EX that we can see. But now, I mean, which way are they going to try and take this? Blackjack also trying to weigh up their options here, right? We can see Cheddar now just opting in the vehicle, but it does seem like Cheddar is going to go on a little bit of a pathfinding mission, trying to find a good alternate location for them to rotate up into.
That's right. So it's really difficult to find out what's the best place right now. Look at the zone. The zone, where would it actually end up? I think this is what they're trying to read. A good place to be, so while the zone is still in safety measure. That is probably what he's looking for.
Yeah, I mean, the zone could go either which way. I've got a feeling that it could maybe take a little bit of a northern swing. I'm honestly hoping that I'm wrong, but, we'll have to wait and see which way the zone does decide to go. As we can see, the team's still very, very much concentrated in that center zone.
Center.
Yeah, Slime4KT also now making a bit of a play coming in on that western front. The zone now just mere moments away from popping. And there we go. It does move ever so slightly on towards just Naya, but this is now going to open up a whole new can of worms for the teams.
Yes, it will. I couldn't have called this zone. There's no way. Okay, so Slime4KT still actually in a good place. They're going to gatekeep. If TJ decides to pull a left, he's going to run straight into Slime4KT, or if not, even worse, BJE.
Yeah, and of course, now speaking about the worst, right, we see some pretty tough decisions being made over on towards that eastern front. The players there from Rila Insider now just come rushing straight in towards the zone. Of course, we do see the players from EFX right up ahead of them as Sprinkles is just sprinkling a little bit of lead in the direction there of Matrix, just trying to welcome them into the region. But now this is where they need to be cautious though, right? EFX a little bit spread, but in still somewhat of a position where they could make some of an impactful play, but it is going to be Coco now coming up with that rush right on towards Sprinkles, and now it is up to Superior to try and just bring in a little bit of that supportive angles here.
That's right. So coming in, we have Sprinkles getting some of that tinkable dust all over him. Superior trying to do, I don't know what, get the tree out of the way. Trying to get a higher position to see if he could wipe as many of the players out on the INS squad. And Speed is about to join.
Yep, and the need for speed here is going to be absolutely essential. But let's see whether or not Speed will be able to get those shots, those sprays on through. I mean, Rila Insider looking good. They came up with a beautiful rush, finding the hit up in towards Sprinkles. But now, I mean, I'm liking this quick reposition, this quick thinking coming through from Speed and Superior. Just managing to get themselves situated up into this bowl. And this could be actually quite a favorable position for them, as we do see the players from Meta also now starting to move in from that eastern front.
It could be favorable. You have the INS team using the rest of the EFX squad. Oh no, they just got thirsted. Sprinkles out and Mercury. I thought they were using them as bait. But Meta going to be wiped. Not really the best place for them to be in the lower position. I think INS could change the game up for them. but it's been taken out. The vehicle's been taken out by speed.
Yeah, we also see a little bit of a devastating play being dealt here on towards Hetman from Fusion as Nico is now quickly raised up, but up comes Slime Pronto with a quick and a hasty approach coming through. The molly finds its way in, and it is going to be Slime picking up two very comfortable elims right there. Of course, now the players here from Rila Insider, they've heard a little bit of what has unfolded up ahead, and they do seem somewhat curious, but of course, while at the same time looking to just keep their distance. Meanwhile, it is going to be Slime now, just quickly getting themselves a good share of that loot. Also, Speed now having to tend to Superior, and Superior got spotted out. So, EFX being put on a bit of a back foot here.
That's right. Just for a moment, I guess that is. If INS should or could have done some pushing right now, but decided not to do that. But this is probably a time to move out of the position that they're in, find a different place within the zone.
Yeah, and as we look onto that zone, again, not a lot of options, as the zone now takes a shift over on towards just Naya.
Yes, Naya.
Yeah, so if the teams thought they had their hands full, this is where things are going to get a whole lot more insane, because already look at that. We got the players there from the side there of, I believe that's Ultra 6. Yes, just positioned on that eastern front. Also, Blackjack moving in from the southern edge. So a lot of difficult positions now for the teams coming in from that far eastern side, having to make some really tough decisions. But there is a good rotational path for them, actually, along the northern and southern side. So they could potentially just take a bit of a wide approach and still sneak themselves into a good position.
Yeah, so we see G3 coming right in. They're going to try and push to the center and finish whoever's in the middle right there. But the northern approach would be the best and optimal position for them. You can see Slime 4KT, obviously an aggressive squad. I'm sure they got their fingers warm because there's about to be a battle between... Oh, I can't see that squad. There we go. It's happening. The Slime 4KT.
Yeah, it is going to be Plaza just lighting up a few of those hits. Also now Pronto just manning the weapons, as we can see Wizard from Meta rolling on through. The shots continue to fly on in. Let's see whether or not Pronto will succeed. I mean, so far, Meta just trickling in one by one. Been able to secure two players. Cloud, as we can see up ahead, still to rotate in. But this is now Pronto getting a little bit, potentially preemptive here, trying to get up with a good aggressive approach. There comes lasering on through with that, picks up Chiro. And now, Wizard and Cloud, the last two hopefuls potentially for the side of Meta, need to find a way to get themselves out of the situation.
That's right. So, there we go. Almost got taken down. There's Pronto. But being the spanner in the works, throwing in a spanner with a team that has been so strong right now. But Meta, again, look at this. This is aggressive play from Pronto. Not being afraid, going in, showing Meta that they're not alone. They can't just hide between buildings.
Yeah, so some great confidence coming through here from Slime 4KT. Also now, we've got some advances coming through from that southern side. As you can see just a little bit further up ahead of Pronto, it is going to be Blackjack and the players here from the side of Rila Insider coming into a bit of a back and forth. And of course, it is now going to be the team starting to bring in a bit of that trade-off. We've got Potato on the one side, keeping the angles from that southern approach. We've got Pronto up on towards the north. We did see a few of those shots coming through from the side of Meta. But Pronto now needs to be super careful because this is a very exposed position. Oh, but look at that. Potato just lasering through with a hit as well, picking up Matrix in the exchange. We did see Slay now also getting a beautiful trade on towards MG. So I'm loving the aggression that plays the trades. Reverb getting sent back as well. Up comes Potato. Will this be the play? DBS for the finish. Come on, there we go. 2 for 2 so far. Beautiful shooting coming in from the side here of Potato. Looking absolutely golden. But now, how far will Potato be able to take that play though? As we see the zone also taking a little bit of a swing down into the open field on towards that southern side. And already it is going to be the players here from Pronto, or Slime 4KT rather, getting themselves positioned further down south. Trying to be a little bit more proactive with those plays. Plaza taking a few hits in the rotation. Of course, the players here from the side of Ultra 6 also getting themselves positioned further down south as quickly as they possibly can.
Yeah, we have Pronto from 4KT, or Slime 4KT, making this look like a TDM, taking on everyone he sees. If he hears shots coming from a room, he's shooting at the room, doing a rotation, shooting at the other room. So this is exactly what I expected from the Slime 4K team squad or
Ooh.
duo. Ooh,
Now it
who's
is.
that? Coco.
Yeah, now it is going to be the players here from Meta and Rila Insider meeting each other. As we can see, Coco finding that first few blows. It is going to be Cloud down to position up ahead. Up comes the Oompy once again. Beautiful jump shot. Will this be the one? Oh, there we go. Down goes
Oh!
Cloud. Now with that, Coco does create a bit of a breathing space there. Wizard, as we can see, just positioned a little bit further up ahead, but of course finds themselves in also quite a challenging position. As it is going to be the players here from Blackjack now just looking to hold strong onto this current angle. It is going to be MG coming in for the finishing blow. With that, it is the end of the road for Meta. Meanwhile, the players here from Slime 4KT also now getting caught out in the blue. We've got the team here from Ultra 6 position just up ahead. We see Sham way off in the distance looking to make a good run for it. Plaza super low on health, but is not going to stop them as the blue zone comes in. Zen, of course, getting traded off. Pronto now having to try and out-heal that zone. Meanwhile, it is going to be MG on the opposite end now, trying to apply a little bit of pressure onto the side of Coco, sending those utils out, trying to reach across the roof. Will this be the play, though? Such a difficult angle to come in from, and with that, Buden, no, 6 God actually steals that hit away. Down they go. 4 teams now left to fight it out for the winner chicken dinner.
Yeah, that's right. So the zone changing everything. Guys getting taken out left, right, and center. We still have G3 in the house. Pronto 4KT trying to outplay the zone with some hills. Will he make it? I'm not really sure. Oh, Buden taking some shots from PJEMG. What a beautiful gameplay at the end. This is exciting stuff. You got your water poles with you right now? Because my heart can't take it.
Well, it is going to be Pronto now quickly trying to heal up a little bit. I mean, a good performance coming through from Slime 4KT. Only 2 players, 8 eliminations on the board. I mean, that is 5 from Plaza, 3 so far from Pronto. I mean, where's it going to stop? We don't know, but we'll find out soon enough as our final 9 players now get themselves ready to push into this next phase once again. It is going to be a little bit of a tricky play, at least coming through for the side of Plaza. We can see just, being quite cautious of the surroundings here. Blue Zone also going to be making its way on through. Buden coming through with that head on towards Potato. But look at this. Oh, beautiful third-party play coming in from Pronto. Picking up such an opportunistic play on towards Cheddar. Getting that trade-off. MG also now trying to step on up. But, I mean, Pronto, yeah, has run out of time.
Oh, that's it. Well, they got 9, if you think about it, for a duo.
Yeah, not a bad play at all. I mean, absolutely insane performance. If you look at the players here from Ultra 6, right down to 1, it is going to be Sham positioned over on towards this eastern side of the zone. MG just on the opposite end there. Could be on the receiving side of a few of those nades, a few of those utilities. Both players not getting hit, but it is going to be G3 moving up with a full squad. Looking to see whether or not they can close this up and pick up the final winner chicken dinner here for today. MG does spot out Flacco somewhat, but not going to be overcommitting to that angle just yet. But look at this. This is our 2 solos going up against G3.
That's right. So we coming down to that final 3 teams. The previous teams was BJE, G3. Is G3 going to get the winner chicken dinner? I think so, with this full squad going down, baby.
I mean,
what do you think?
The odds would suggest that, seeing that they've got the controlling numbers, right? But I mean, it's still going to be a little bit of work. It's not going to be an easy one. With that, we did see, of course, that they did get that confirmation coming through on towards MG. But now, Sham, the last remaining hopeful, could maybe not make it, as it is the end of the road. G3 picking up the winner chicken dinner right there. 7 eliminations, 4 of those, of course, going into 6 God. An absolutely beautiful play. The players there from the side of Ultra 6 picking up that 2nd position. Blackjack coming into 3rd place, finishing strong on 6. But, I mean, look at this. Slime 4KT, 4th place, 9 eliminations. Plaza picking up 5 of those. Absolutely insane performance. But, of course, also, Rila Insider taking 5th place, coming in with 8 eliminations because the players there from SIDEMEN, then finishing up in 6th place. We've got Meta up in 7th. EFX taking that 8th. We got the players from Gun taking 9th. And Fusion taking a 10th. So, I mean, the top teams, the top 5 teams, well, 4 of the top 5 teams essentially eliminating the rest of the lobby.
That's right.
Insane, right? That is absolutely insane. But now, of course, we are going to be taking a quick look. It is going to be Coco being our aggressor of this match, coming in with those 5 eliminations. The most damage being dealt, as we did see, of course, it was Plaza also sitting on 5 elims, but Coco just bringing in a little
Yeah.
bit more damage there, so 877. Of course, we've got Potato, then for the side there of Blackjack coming in as the best companion, so well done GG Potato, and of course Buden landing that last blow right into the side of the players for this
GG's.
onto Sham. So again, really good approach coming through from the players and the teams here. But of course, that is also going to be bringing us to the end of our night here. Again, some really exciting plays coming in. Would have loved to see all 16 teams play, but it's just the way it goes. Like, that's the way it happens. Hopefully next week it could be a little bit different. We could potentially have all 16 teams participating next week. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen when all of them step onto the battlefield and how these strategies are going to be kind of, measured up against each other, as we've seen, some really surprising plays. Meta also, they were able to find a little bit of a rhythm coming through, especially on that last Miramar. Over here now on Erangel, 7th place. They walked away empty-handed, but still, they are trying. They are trying to kind of find that approach that would work best in this particular lobby and this group of teams.
That's right. Maybe it was a bit of a strategy coming in late, so you could see towards I think it was the second game the third, in Miramar, the third game where they started to do a little bit of a more wider gameplay, so trying to play with the zone or the long gameplay, in other words, and it actually kind of worked for them. It didn't get them into 11th spot or 10th spot or early finishes, but that was pretty good.
Yeah.
But listen, I did say this earlier with this duo squad coming in from Slime 4KT. With them coming in late is really a spanner. It threw everyone off guard because they are extremely aggressive. I've seen that before, and they can really change up everything for everybody on the field.
And they
You've seen
did.
it.
I mean, like, 2 players walking away with 9 eliminations. That is like, that's
Yeah,
2
what?
squads and a bit of change, right? So
Yeah, that's right.
that's some pretty OP plays coming through from them. Again, I mean, if we had the entirety of Slime in here, things could have gone a little bit differently.
Oh,
Which way?
man.
Well, we don't really know, right? It's so difficult to predict things because we don't know. But guesstimations, that's the best we can do at this point in time. But I gotta say, very very satisfying PUBG being played here today. Quite excited to see what our remaining weeks will bring, and where these teams are gonna be trying to push that envelope. Today hasn't really gone the way that I was expecting it to go, but still, it was satisfactory. So I'm excited to see what the remaining weeks will bring.
That's right. It was the start of the season, and it was actually a really good way to start. We saw some of the teams that's coming in, teams that we're familiar with, and it's a good warm-up for things to come. So only time can tell. Hopefully everyone gets in there so we can get some more of that action. Brought to you.
100% agree, but of course on that we are going to be ending it here for at least for tonight, so be sure to join us next week, same time, same place. Hopefully even more PUBG Mobile action. Only time will tell, but be sure to hop in and come have a look to see whether or not the teams are stepping it up. A lot of appreciation going out to everyone that tuned in to watch. Of course, the teams, thank you so much for showing up. You guys are legends. We'll see you all back again next week, and of course, big shout out going right here to Mr. Dale for joining me on the desk as well. Quite exciting to add new blood into the mix here. But of course, on that, we are going to be ending it. Have a safe night, and see you all back again next week. Stay safe.
Peace. GG's. Yeah, awesome, man. That was fantastic.